One minute, an actress is poised to take over the industry, and the next, she's blacklisted. That's exactly what happened to Tippi Hedren in the 1960s. She was plucked from obscurity by Alfred Hitchcock himself, landing the lead role in The Birds and Marnie. To anyone else, it would have seemed like she hit the jackpot, working with one of the most powerful directors in Hollywood. But the dream quickly turned into a nightmare when Hitchcock's attention became more than just professional. Hedren rejected his advances, and that's when things took a sharp turn. Hitchcock didn't just move on. He used his power to lock her into an exclusive contract, ensuring she couldn't work with any other directors. The nightmare didn't stop there. On the set of The Birds, the iconic attic scene pushed Hedren to her breaking point. She had been promised mechanical birds would be used. Instead, real, live birds were unleashed, attacking her, and causing both physical injuries and emotional trauma. It was far from just another day on set. Hedren later revealed that the scene left her so shaken she had to be hospitalized. Despite her undeniable talent and early critical acclaim, the damage was done. Hollywood wasn't ready to rally behind an actress who dared to stand up to a powerhouse like Hitchcock. Her career, which should have skyrocketed, was effectively put on ice. While Hedren didn't completely vanish, she certainly didn't get the roles she deserved. Hollywood's golden gates were firmly shut. Instead of continuing her rise, she found herself on the outskirts of an industry she once dominated, all because she stood her ground, facing the full weight of Hitchcock's influence. The roles dried up and her career never returned to its initial trajectory, no matter how much talent she showed. While Hedren was redefining her path, decades later, another actress faced her own set of challenges. Kim Basinger was the epitome of 90s Hollywood royalty. After sultry performances in Batman and 9.5 Weeks, she quickly became the talk of Tinseltown. Her allure was undeniable, combining striking looks with serious acting talent. She solidified her position by becoming a Bond girl in Never Say Never Again, a move that further cemented her A-list status. But in 1993, her career hit a major bump. Basinger made the fateful decision to back out of the film Boxing Helena. The fallout was swift. Producers sued her for breach of contract, and the courts awarded them a whopping $9 million judgment. It was more than just a financial hit. It painted her as unreliable in the eyes of the industry. The lawsuit wasn't the only problem. The public nature of the trial turned her into a Hollywood liability. Studios grew hesitant to cast her, fearing she might walk away from future projects too. Even after she won an Oscar for L.A. Confidential, it wasn't enough to fully restore her reputation. Her career, once shining bright, began to lose its luster. Behind the scenes, Basinger's personal struggles made things even more complicated. She dealt with severe anxiety and agoraphobia, conditions that affected both her ability to work and her public image. The pressure of navigating Hollywood under such circumstances only added to her challenges. As her career faltered, her personal life was also making headlines. A high-profile divorce from Alec Baldwin, along with her bankruptcy declaration, only increased the media scrutiny around her. The film industry, always quick to judge, had already shifted its gaze elsewhere, leaving her to navigate a career filled with setbacks and missed opportunities. Shifting focus to another actress who experienced the highs and lows of fame, Winona Ryder was the quintessential it girl of the late 80s and 90s. With breakout roles in films like Heathers and Edward Scissorhands, Ryder became a symbol of quirky charm and depth. She wasn't just popular in indie films, but made her mark in big-budget productions as well. Her success led to Oscar nominations for Little Women and The Age of Innocence, cementing her reputation as one of the most talented actresses of her generation. But just as it seemed like her career could only go up, everything came crashing down in 2001 when she was arrested for shoplifting. Ryder's arrest for stealing over $5,000 worth of designer goods from Saks Fifth Avenue made headlines everywhere. The media frenzy that followed was intense, and the actress, once Hollywood's darling, found herself in a downward spiral. Studios began distancing themselves, and offers for leading roles dried up. It was a shocking fall from grace for someone who had been riding high on critical and commercial success. Her once thriving career was put on hold, and for years Ryder retreated from the limelight, becoming more of a footnote in Hollywood gossip than a star on the rise. Despite the public scandal and the career damage that followed, Ryder eventually made a comeback. She re-emerged with her role in Stranger Things in 2016, reminding everyone why she had been a star in the first place. Though her time out of the spotlight was long, her return proved that her acting skills were as sharp as ever. While Ryder was navigating her public scandal and eventual resurgence, another actress was quietly facing her own career challenges. Mira Sorvino, who wowed Hollywood with her Oscar-winning role in Mighty Aphrodite, seemed to be on a path to long-term stardom. In the late 90s, she was everywhere, starring in hits like Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion and The Replacement Killers. With charm, talent, and critical praise, Sorvino appeared unstoppable, but behind the scenes, things were falling apart. Years later, it came to light that Harvey Weinstein had blacklisted Sorvino. Why? Because she had rejected his advances. Directors like Peter Jackson even admitted Weinstein discouraged them from casting her. This news shocked many, revealing how her career was quietly derailed. Despite her talent and early success, Weinstein's influence blocked her from many opportunities. Sorvino's career, which should have kept rising, was suddenly stuck. She was a victim of Hollywood's darker side, where power and influence determined success more than talent. As Sorvino quietly fought to keep her career afloat, Jennifer Grey was dealing with her own unexpected downfall in Hollywood. Known and loved for her role as Baby in Dirty Dancing, Grey seemed destined for long-term stardom after the film's huge success. Her charisma and chemistry with co-star Patrick Swayze made her an overnight sensation. But just when it looked like she was on top, her career took a surprising turn. A personal decision changed her image and her career forever. Not long after her rise to fame, Grey decided to get a nose job. It wasn't uncommon in Hollywood, but for Grey, the result wasn't what she had hoped for. The surgery changed her appearance so much that she became almost unrecognizable. The unique features that made her stand out were suddenly gone. This shift had a huge impact on her career. Hollywood, which values distinctiveness, didn't seem to know how to place her anymore. As Grey herself said, she went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous. Even though Grey continued to work in TV and smaller film roles, she never regained the same level of fame. Her career didn't hit the heights expected after Dirty Dancing. Years later, she found a moment of renewed fame by winning Dancing with the Stars in 2010, which briefly brought her back into the public eye. But while this win captured fans' attention, her Hollywood career never quite returned to its former glory. While Grey quietly navigated the fallout from her career-altering decision, Katherine Heigl was about to face her own industry backlash, but for very different reasons. In the early 2000s, Heigl was Hollywood's rising star. Thanks to her role in Grey's Anatomy and several hit romantic comedies, she was quickly becoming one of the most sought-after actresses. Playing Dr. Izzy Stevens even earned her an Emmy, solidifying her place at the top. She became known as the Queen of Romantic Comedies. But Heigl's career took a sharp turn when she publicly criticized some of her own projects. Heigl famously called Knocked Up sexist and withdrew from Emmy consideration, claiming the material didn't deserve it. These candid comments didn't sit well with Hollywood. She was soon labeled as difficult to work with. In an industry where reputation is everything, this was a big problem. Rumors of diva behavior on set started circulating. As the whispers got louder, roles began to disappear. Her once bright star started to dim, and she quickly went from being a Hollywood darling to a risky choice for casting directors. Despite the backlash, Heigl didn't fade into the background. She turned her attention to producing, taking control of her projects. She also returned to TV with roles in shows like Suits and Firefly Lane. It was a move to rebuild both her career and her image. Heigl has since spoken out about how the backlash affected her mental health, shedding light on the pressures of Hollywood. In a similar vein, Megan Fox experienced a meteoric rise and a sudden stumble. She shot to fame with Transformers in 2007, instantly becoming one of Hollywood's hottest stars. Dubbed the next Angelina Jolie, Fox was everywhere. from magazine covers to red carpets. But her quick rise came crashing down after one ill-advised comment. She compared director Michael Bay to an infamous dictator during an interview. That didn't go over well. The backlash was swift and Fox was dropped from the Transformers franchise. Almost overnight, her reputation took a hit. The media labeled her ungrateful and difficult to work with. This made it hard for her to land major roles. Fox found herself being typecast in less serious parts, far from the leading lady roles she had enjoyed before. Hollywood's door wasn't entirely closed, but it wasn't as welcoming as it once was. However, Fox didn't let this define her. She began speaking out about the hypersexualization she had faced early in her career and the struggles of being taken seriously as an actress. Fox also started exploring other interests outside of acting. She embraced environmental activism and focused on her role as a mother. By sharing more about her personal life and her thoughts on Hollywood's double standards, she began to reshape her public image. Though her career never returned to the height of her Transformers days, Fox showed she wasn't just a one-dimensional Hollywood starlet. While Fox was navigating her career hurdles, Monique was facing her own uphill battle. She blew audiences away with her Oscar-winning performance in Precious. You'd think her career would skyrocket after that, but things took a sharp turn when she spoke out about being underpaid for promotional duties. Monique wasn't afraid to name names, calling out Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry. Hollywood wasn't too happy about that. By refusing to play along, Monique found herself blacklisted. She claimed she was lowballed for roles and expected to work for free to promote the film. Standing her ground came with a price. Roles started drying up. But Monique didn't disappear. She returned to her roots, performing stand-up comedy and staying connected to her audience. In recent years, she even secured a Las Vegas residency, showing she still had star power. Despite the backlash, Monique stayed true to herself and kept fighting. Beyond the stage, Monique used her voice to speak up for equality in Hollywood. She didn't shy away from the tough conversations about pay and fairness. Speaking of strong women challenging the status quo, Rose McGowan was also making waves behind the scenes. Known for her bold roles in Scream and Charmed, McGowan was a 90s favorite. But beneath the surface, she was dealing with something far darker. She was one of the first to accuse Harvey Weinstein of misconduct. After rejecting him, her career stalled. Roles disappeared, and she found herself blacklisted from Hollywood. For years, McGowan stayed silent, fearing the backlash and industry power. But when the Me Too movement gained traction, she became one of its loudest voices. It came at a cost, though. Legal battles, public scrutiny, and media attacks followed. Still, McGowan didn't back down. She wrote her memoir, Brave, sharing her story and pushing for change in Hollywood's power structure. Her voice was impossible to ignore. Beyond activism, McGowan explored other creative outlets. She tried her hand at music, directing, and even released a documentary series. Though her career as an actress hit roadblocks, McGowan showed she wasn't just going to fade away. She used her voice and platform to fight for justice, proving her story wasn't just about Hollywood, it was about changing an entire industry. Similarly, Annabella Sciorra, famed for her role in The Sopranos, faced her own battles. In the 90s, Sciorra's career was on the rise. Her standout performances in Jungle Fever and The Hand That Rocks the Cradle made her a star to watch. But everything changed when she accused Harvey Weinstein of misconduct. Once she spoke out, the industry quickly turned its back on her. Sciorra saw her offers disappear, and her promising career came to a halt. Hollywood seemed to punish her for speaking out against a powerful figure. For years, she struggled to find work. The impact of Weinstein's influence was strong, and Sciorra was left on the outside looking in. She found herself shunned, wondering how a career filled with so much promise could fall apart so quickly. The roles that had once seemed within reach were suddenly nowhere to be found. Her blacklisting was a stark reminder of how the industry treated those who spoke out against its most influential figures. Although Sciorra eventually returned to the screen, her career never returned to the heights it once promised. While she later took on roles in television shows like Luke Cage and Truth Be Told, Her time as a rising star had been stolen by the industry's refusal to support her. Despite the challenges, Sciorra continues to push forward, but the shadow of Weinstein's blacklist still lingers over her once bright career. Turning to Linda Fiorentino, she made a splash with The Last Seduction in the mid-90s. Her performance drew rave reviews. Fiorentino was praised for portraying complex, strong female characters with ease. Critics buzzed about her award potential, and audiences were captivated by her work. But soon, rumors started circulating. Whispers about her being difficult on set began to surface. And in Hollywood, a reputation like that can quickly turn into a barrier. As the rumors spread, offers started drying up. Directors became hesitant to cast her, worried about possible on-set conflicts. Despite the setbacks, Fiorentino didn't vanish from the arts altogether. Instead, she shifted her focus. She reportedly turned to photography and began exploring other creative outlets. Fiorentino also got involved in philanthropy, using her time and platform to support educational and cultural initiatives. Transitioning from career challenges to personal tragedies, Brittany Murphy charmed audiences in Clueless, Girl Interrupted, and 8 Mile. She had an infectious energy that lit up the screen, and her versatility in both comedic and dramatic roles made her a fan favorite. But behind the scenes, rumors began swirling about her health, dramatic weight loss, and personal life. These whispers, often amplified by tabloids, cast a shadow over her rising star. Speculation about her well-being became constant. Tragically, Murphy passed away in 2009 at the age of just 32. Her sudden death shocked both fans and friends. The official cause was pneumonia and anemia, complicated by prescription medications found in her system. But the circumstances around her death led to ongoing speculation. Just months later, her husband, Simon Monjack, also died under similar conditions. The strange nature of their deaths fueled conspiracy theories, including concerns about toxic mold in their home, although no evidence supported this claim. Murphy's sudden passing left many unanswered questions and a profound sense of loss. Her career, which once seemed full of promise, was cut short, leaving fans wondering what could have been. While Murphy's story highlights the fragility of life, Shannen Doherty exemplifies resilience in the face of adversity. A 90s icon known for Beverly Hills, 90210, and Charmed, Doherty had the talent and charisma that made her a household name. But her career wasn't without controversy. Reports of on-set feuds and difficult behavior followed her closely, leading to her being written off both shows. Despite continuing to work, she struggled to recapture the same level of fame she had in her prime. In 2015, Doherty was diagnosed with breast cancer, and later revealed it had advanced to stage 4. Instead of stepping back from the public eye, she chose to share her journey with openness and honesty. Her battle resonated with many as she became an advocate for cancer awareness. Doherty's candidness about her experience helped shift the conversation around the illness, bringing more visibility to the fight against cancer. In 2019, she returned to her roots, joining the reboot of BH 90210, reconnecting with her longtime fans. While her career shifted away from the spotlight, Doherty remained active in charity work, focusing on cancer awareness and support. Moving from seasoned actresses to those who started young, Amanda Bynes was the queen of teen comedy in the early 2000s. With shows like The Amanda Show and movies like She's the Man, Bynes was a Hollywood favorite. Her comedic timing and relatable charm made her a star, but things quickly took a turn. Erratic behavior, legal troubles, and mental health struggles became the new headlines. Suddenly, her past accomplishments were overshadowed by personal issues. Bynes eventually stepped away from acting to focus on herself. She enrolled in fashion school, shifting her attention to a new passion. In 2014, she was placed under a conservatorship due to ongoing mental health challenges. In recent years, Bynes has shown signs of recovery. She even expressed interest in making a return to acting, sharing her struggles openly in interviews. Similarly, navigating the challenges of early fame, Tara Reid was the life of the party in American Pie and The Big Lebowski. She became a fixture in teen comedies and cult classics. But soon, her off-screen antics began to overshadow her work. Public partying, Run-ins with paparazzi and botched plastic surgeries landed her in the tabloids. For many, it became hard to see past the headlines and focus on her acting. Reid has been proactive in trying to revitalize her career. She took part in reality TV shows and took on a variety of roles. One of her biggest comebacks came with the Sharknado series, which gained a cult following. Reid has been open about her past mistakes, showing a willingness to learn and adapt. She's also been vocal about the pressures Hollywood's beauty standards placed on her, advocating for self-acceptance. Lastly, Mischa Barton stole hearts on the OC as Marissa Cooper. Her performance made her an overnight sensation, with both fans and critics falling for her. Barton became the face of early 2000s teen drama, and the future looked bright for her career. But when she left the show, things started to unravel fast. Her promising trajectory was derailed by personal issues that began dominating the headlines. In 2007, Barton was arrested for a DUI, and her struggles with legal problems and health soon overshadowed her acting. Barton's erratic behavior and highly publicized breakdown, which led to her hospitalization, turned her into tabloid fodder. Hollywood, which once praised her, began to distance itself. The young star found herself dealing with more media attention about her personal life than her professional achievements. Her once promising acting career stalled as she became associated more with controversy than her talents. Roles became scarce, and her struggles with depression and anxiety only fueled more negative attention. Despite efforts to return to the spotlight, Barton never fully regained the momentum she had during her The OC days. Hollywood had moved on, and her career was left in the shadows of the very public and personal battles she faced. Barbie Benton, a name synonymous with glamour, a face that graced magazine covers, and a life wrapped in the sparkle of Hollywood's golden era. Yet behind the sequins and smiles lies a trail of secrets and stories untold, whispers of a life far more intricate than the public ever glimpsed. What hidden depths lie beneath the image of this entertainment world's darling, and how did a girl once known for her beauty become an unsung architect of her own destiny? Hidden chords of fame. Before the flashing cameras and the glitz of stardom, Barbie Benton harbored a passion that struck a chord quite literally: music. While the world fixated on her beauty and her ties to the Playboy empire, few knew that Barbie's first love was the melody and harmony of song. Her musical journey began long before the fame, in the quiet corners of her adolescence, where she honed her skills on the piano and guitar, crafting the foundation of what would become a significant yet overshadowed part of her career. In the early 1970s, Barbie's vocal talents came to light as she serenaded audiences on television, showcasing a sultry voice that was as captivating as her image. With a mind young and wild, and a body that the devil... She released several albums, and while her musical career may not have reached the dizzying heights of her modeling, it was a testament to her multifaceted abilities. Songs like Brass Buckles and Ain't That Just the Way charted internationally, hinting at the depth of talent beneath the surface. But music was more than just a career path for Barbie. It was an escape, a way to express her inner world, and a realm where she held the reins. Behind the studio doors, she was not just a performer, but a creative force, involved in the songwriting and production processes. Her music spoke of love and life, infusing country with pop, and it carried the authenticity of her experiences. Her collaborations with artists like Dolly Parton and Glen Campbell added layers to her musical persona, positioning her within a network of country legends, yet she remained an enigma, her music career a hidden gem overshadowed by her more publicized endeavors. As we delve deeper into the life of Barbie Benton, stay tuned for the next reveal: how a young woman known for her appearances in the pages of Playboy and on arm of its mogul quietly influenced one of the most iconic brands of the 20th century. The Mansion whisperer inside Barbie Benton's influence on the Playboy empire. Barbie Benton's name is often whispered in the same breath as the Playboy Mansion, yet few understand the gravity of her influence within its legendary walls. Beyond her public persona as Hugh Hefner's paramour, Benton was a key figure in shaping the cultural and physical landscape of the Playboy empire. It was Barbie who, in the early 1970s, discovered the sprawling estate that would become the Playboy Mansion West. Her keen eye for design and architecture played a crucial role in its transformation into a symbol of luxury and hedonism. But her influence didn't stop at mere aesthetics. She left an indelible mark on the ethos of the brand. With her sophisticated taste and understanding of the era's zeitgeist, she helped guide Hefner's vision, turning Playboy into a bastion of the sexual revolution. Her involvement in the mansion's legendary events is part of the untold tapestry of her life. Benton didn't just attend these extravagant gatherings. She helped orchestrate them, ensuring that each party was more than just a night of revelry but an event that encapsulated the spirit of an era. From the grotto to the game room, her touches are evident, though seldom credited. Yet, there's a side to this story that remains shrouded in mystery. While the world saw the mansion as a pleasure palace, for Barbie, it was a complex network of relationships and power dynamics. Her time there was a balancing act of personal and public life, one that required a deep understanding of the intricacies of fame, fortune, and influence. Screen Siren Stories: Barbie Benton's Ventures Beyond the Velvet Rope. Barbie Benton's acting career is a patchwork of roles that offer a glimpse into her versatility as a performer. In 1970, she stepped onto the acting stage, not as Hugh Hefner's girlfriend, but as a fresh face on Hee Haw, where her comedic aptitude quickly became apparent. Barbie's ability to light up the room with her humor and charm marked the beginning of her journey as an actress, not just a model. Her transition to the screen included appearances on popular shows like The Love Boat in 1977 and Fantasy Island in 1981, where she showcased her adaptability and dramatic flair. Each character she portrayed was a deliberate step away from her Playboy image, a testament to her pursuit of diversity and challenging roles. In Hospital Massacre, 1982, Benton tackled a rare leading role, navigating the horror genre with a performance that highlighted her range beyond the expectations set by her modeling career. Despite her efforts, the roles offered to Barbie often reflected the industry's typecasting, an obstacle she met with resilience, selecting parts that allowed her to explore different facets of her talent. For instance, in the series Sugar Time, 1977-1978, her portrayal of a woman leading an all-female band in a male-dominated industry mirrored her own struggles within Hollywood. Throughout the 1970s and early 1980s, Barbie built a filmography that, while not headlining box office charts, was marked by her commitment to her craft. She didn't merely play roles, she sought to embody the characters with authenticity and passion, often contributing to the creative process behind the scenes. Barbie Benton's career in acting might not have eclipsed her Playboy fame, but it was filled with performances that spoke to her dedication as an actress. As we move forward in our exploration, we'll peel back the curtain on Barbie's personal life, her romances, and the heartaches that played out when the studio lights dimmed. Stay tuned as we delve into the real-life love stories of Barbie Benton, revealing the heart behind the public persona. Love Life Unscripted: The Romances and Heartbreaks Off the Camera. Barbie Benton's love life, while often a subject of public fascination due to her high-profile relationship with Hugh Hefner, encompasses more than the walls of the Playboy Mansion. Her romances have been as multifaceted as her career, marked by moments both tender and turbulent. Her long-standing relationship with Hefner began in 1969, when Benton was only 19 and he was 42. This relationship unfolded in the public eye, with Barbie often regarded as Hefner's most significant partner during the 1970s. However, less is known about her life after their breakup in 1976, a period when Barbie sought to forge her identity separate from the Playboy brand. In the years that followed, Barbie's heart would venture into new territories. She found love with real estate developer George Grado in 1979. Their relationship blossomed away from the cameras, and they married in 1979. This marked a shift for Benton, who had been a fixture in the limelight, as she began to embrace a more private existence, focusing on family and personal fulfillment. Their union was characterized by a strong bond and shared values, with the couple welcoming 2 children. Unlike her time with Hefner, her life with Grado was marked by a desire for normalcy and privacy, a stark contrast to the glitzy image many associated with her. Barbie's romantic life is a narrative of contrasts, from a public figure in a glamorous world to a woman seeking the quietude of a private life. Her journey through love reflects the complexities of a life lived in the spotlight and the pursuit of personal happiness beyond it. A fashion icon's blueprint, Barbie Benton's secret style influence. Barbie Benton's impact on fashion during the 1970s and 1980s was profound, yet her contributions have often been overshadowed by her association with Playboy. Benton wasn't just a model who wore the clothes given to her. She was an arbiter of style, influencing trends and inspiring designers. Her unique fashion sense was a blend of sophistication and sensuality, a hallmark of the era's glamorous aesthetic. During her heyday, Benton's appearances were not just photo ops. They were fashion statements that captured the zeitgeist of the times. Her penchant for bold prints, bell-bottoms, and the iconic bunny costume played a role in setting the fashion agenda. She embraced and often contributed to the design of her own ensembles, bringing an authenticity to her style that resonated with the public. Barbie's influence extended beyond the camera lens. She was a fixture in the front rows of fashion shows and a muse to designers who valued her feedback and vision. In a time when fashion was becoming more expressive and personal, Barbie Benton was at the forefront, pushing boundaries and setting trends. Her legacy in fashion is a narrative interwoven with her public persona, yet it stands on its own as a testament to her innate understanding of style and her ability to forecast trends. As we explore Benton's life further, her fashion legacy is a reminder that she was not just a face in a magazine, but a creator of style that has left a lasting impression. Beyond the glitz, philanthropy, and life after the limelight. After stepping back from the glare of Hollywood's spotlight, Barbie Benton channeled her energy into philanthropy, a chapter of her life that speaks volumes about her character. Behind the glamorous facade that the public was accustomed to lay a compassionate heart and a commitment to giving back. In the quiet of her post-fame life, Benton dedicated herself to numerous charitable causes, often away from the media's eye. She lent her support to organizations focused on children's health and education, recognizing the power of her platform to effect positive change. With her characteristic grace, she attended fundraisers, donated to worthy causes, and volunteered her time, all without fanfare. One of her notable contributions was to the music therapy program at the UCLA Mattel Children's Hospital. Understanding the healing power of music, Barbie helped fund programs that brought comfort and joy to sick children. Her involvement went beyond mere donations. She was hands-on, often seen participating in hospital events and even singing for the children, bringing smiles to their faces during difficult times. Barbie's philanthropic efforts also extended to environmental causes. Passionate about wildlife and conservation, she supported initiatives that protected endangered species and promoted sustainable living. Her home became a reflection of this passion, with an emphasis on eco-friendly design and living practices. The narrative of Barbie Benton's philanthropic work is a sharp contrast to the glittering life she once led. It reveals a depth of character and a desire to contribute to the world in a meaningful way. As we delve deeper into her life story, we uncover a woman whose beauty is matched by her generosity and whose influence extends far beyond what the public has seen. Private melodies, the personal life, Barbie shielded from the world. In the symphony of Barbie Benton's life, there are melodies that remained private, harmonies that echoed behind closed doors, away from the public's prying eyes. Despite her high-profile relationships and her image as a glamorous starlet, Benton fiercely protected her personal life, cherishing the quiet moments that fame couldn't infiltrate. Barbie's personal life has always been layered and complex, defined by more than her celebrity status. Her romance with real estate developer George Gradeau, whom she married in 1979, was a testament to her desire for a stable and nurturing home life. Their relationship was built on mutual respect and love, a sanctuary from the unpredictability of show business. Together, they raised 2 children, Alexander and Ariana, in a household where privacy was paramount, and the entertainment industry was just a backdrop. The Benton-Gradeau family life was idyllic in many ways, set against the beauty of their homes in Los Angeles and Aspen. Barbie created a world for her family that was rooted in normalcy and shielded from the tabloid culture. She was a hands-on mother, involved in every aspect of her children's upbringing, from school plays to equestrian events, ensuring they had a grounded and well-rounded childhood. Even as her children grew and the demands of motherhood evolved, Barbie maintained her protective stance, keeping her family life discreet and out of the limelight. Her commitment to her family's privacy was unwavering, a reflection of her values and her understanding of the importance of a life beyond the reach of fame. In a world where celebrities' personal lives are often on full display, Barbie Benton chose a different path. She crafted a personal narrative that was hers to hold, a melody of private moments that formed the true soundtrack of her life. Architect of Dreams, exploring Benton's hidden passion for design. Barbie Benton's artistic talents extend beyond the stage and screen, manifesting in a less public yet profoundly impactful realm: architectural and interior design. Benton's penchant for design is not widely known, yet her work in this field showcases the same creativity and attention to detail that she brought to her entertainment career. In the 1970s, Benton began expressing her vision through the design of her own homes. She worked closely with architects and designers, meticulously planning every inch of space, choosing materials, and overseeing construction. Her homes were not mere dwellings, but expressions of her aesthetic, an embodiment of her personal style and sensibility. One of Benton's most ambitious projects was the construction of her house in Aspen, Colorado. It was here that her skills flourished, culminating in a home that was both a retreat and a masterpiece. The residence, which she shared with her husband George Gradeau, reflected her love for rustic elegance and her affinity for natural materials. It became a harmonious blend of luxury and comfort, nestled in the picturesque landscape of the Rocky Mountains. Benton's approach to design was holistic. She believed that a home should be a sanctuary, a place that reflects the soul of its inhabitants. Her design philosophy centered around creating spaces that were not only visually stunning but also functional and inviting. Each room told a story, with carefully curated pieces, custom furniture, and art that spoke to her eclectic taste. Her design work has been recognized in several publications, highlighting her talent for transforming spaces into works of art. Benton's legacy in design is a testament to her multifaceted abilities and her relentless pursuit of beauty in all its forms. Barbie Benton may be best remembered for her time in front of the camera, but her work as a designer reveals another dimension to her character. As we continue to explore the layers of Benton's life, we witness a woman whose artistic vision knows no bounds and whose passion for design has left a lasting imprint on the world of architecture. The Wellness Advocate, Barbie's Secret Health and Wellness Journey. Barbie Benton's journey through the realms of health and wellness is a facet of her life that remained largely away from the headlines. Yet it is within this sphere that she has perhaps made some of her most impactful contributions. Benton's advocacy for wellness reflects her commitment to a holistic lifestyle, embodying the principles of mind-body harmony long before they became mainstream. Her exploration into wellness began as a personal mission, spurred by the health challenges faced by herself and those close to her. This quest led her to delve into the intricacies of nutrition, alternative medicine, and the healing arts. Benton's passion for wellness was not just about her own well-being. It was about sharing her knowledge and resources to help others lead healthier lives. Benton became a proponent of preventative health, emphasizing the importance of natural foods, regular exercise, and mental health awareness. She practiced what she preached, embodying a lifestyle that balanced physical activity with spiritual well-being. Her home in Aspen became a sanctuary where organic gardening and yoga were part of the daily routine. Her advocacy extended to her public life as well. Benton used her platform to raise awareness about health issues, particularly those affecting women. She supported health charities and campaigns, participated in wellness events, and spoke openly about her health philosophy, inspiring her fans to prioritize their well-being. Behind the scenes, Benton was instrumental in championing causes related to health education and access to natural health resources. She quietly contributed to wellness programs and supported initiatives that aimed to bring holistic health practices to a wider audience. The narrative of Barbie Benton as a wellness advocate is a compelling chapter in her life, showcasing a woman dedicated to nurturing the well-being of herself and others. Her holistic approach and dedication to wellness have been a constant thread throughout her life, influencing those around her and contributing to the wider dialogue on health. Legacy in the shadows: the influences and contributions overlooked by fame. Barbie Benton's legacy is one that resounds with quiet influence and subtle impact, much of which has been overshadowed by the more glamorous aspects of her fame. Her multifaceted career and personal interests have left an indelible mark not only on the entertainment industry but also on the many lives she has touched through her lesser-known endeavors. Throughout her time in the public eye, Benton has been a muse and a trendsetter, but her behind-the-scenes roles as a philanthropist, designer, and wellness advocate speak to a deeper contribution. Her influence extends into the realms of environmental conservation, health education, and the arts, areas where her input and support have often gone unrecognized. Her philanthropic efforts, particularly those directed towards environmental causes and children's health and education, reveal a compassionate spirit committed to making a tangible difference. Benton's advocacy for sustainable living and her hands-on approach to supporting various charities demonstrate her dedication to leaving a positive legacy beyond her celebrity status. Moreover, Benton's contributions to design and architecture show a visionary mind at work, one that has shaped physical spaces with the same creativity she once brought to the stage. Her unique aesthetic and passion for creating environments that nurture the soul have inspired many to view their living spaces as sanctuaries for wellness and expression. As a wellness advocate, Barbie has been ahead of her time, championing holistic health practices and mental well-being before they became part of the cultural lexicon. Her commitment to leading a balanced life and encouraging others to do the same has had a ripple effect, contributing to the growing awareness of the importance of health in all its dimensions. Barbie Benton's legacy is rich and varied, with many of her contributions remaining in the shadows yet profoundly influential. As we wrap up our exploration of her life, we are reminded that fame is but one part of a person's story. The true measure of impact is found in the quiet moments, the generous acts, and the creative endeavors that resonate with people's lives long after the spotlight fades. In the early 1940s, Ava Gardner went from being a poor teenager from Grabtown to being one of the most desired stars in Hollywood. While this transformation changed her financial status, fame came with its challenges. From navigating Hollywood as a young, attractive woman to having romantic relationships with some of the most attractive men in Hollywood, Ava Gardner lived an interesting life. In the late 1980s, she decided to let the world know some of her deepest, darkest secrets by writing a memoir. You are about to unveil some of the shocking revelations she penned down in her memoir. The Calm Before the Storm. Like many other Hollywood stars, Ava Gardner came from humble beginnings. Several years before the spotlight shone on her, Ava Gardner was living a normal life in the rural community of Grabtown. Born on Christmas Eve in 1922, Ava Gardner was the seventh child of Jonas and Mary Gardner. Right from childhood, Ava was a bright young girl, and greatness was written all over her.
She spent her early years surrounded by her siblings and parents as they lived in a farmhouse. She grew up enveloped by the enchanting landscapes of the rural South, where cotton fields stretched as far as the eye could see, and the sunsets painted the sky in hues of gold and crimson. Around their house, there were acres of land where her parents cultivated cotton in order to earn a living. Truth is, Ava's parents were hardworking people, and they did all they could to provide for their children, but tragedy soon struck and frustrated their efforts. When Ava turned 3, her family experienced something that shook the foundation of their close-knit family. It was said that a fire erupted and burnt down their barn and cotton gin to the ground. It was a terrible experience that completely changed their lives. The tragedy left their finances in shambles, and Ava's family had to start again from scratch. Her family would later be relocated to Brogden, where her parents took on odd jobs in order to survive. With the dawn of the Great Depression, things got worse for the family, but through it all, her parents insisted on Ava and her sisters getting basic education. After the unfortunate death of her father in 1938, Ava and her family were left to fend for themselves. Somehow, growing up in these difficult situations made Ava Gardner even more resilient. She would later find herself gravitating towards the world of showbiz. Interestingly, her mother saw that she had star potential right from the start and encouraged her to step into Hollywood when the opportunity presented itself. Ava Gardner was still very young when she was discovered. Sure, she was excited about being a Hollywood star, but nothing prepared her for the shocking events that would unfold. Entering the tumultuous world of Hollywood, it was like a dream come true when Ava Gardner was selected to be one of MGM's young stars. Little did this 18-year-old know that fame and influence came at a cost. In the bustling streets of New York City, a star was about to be born, and her name was Ava Gardner. Her journey to Hollywood stardom was set in motion by a series of serendipitous events and the discovery of her radiant beauty. As fate would have it, one fateful day, her elder sister's husband, who was a portrait photographer, thought it would be wise to take pictures of young Ava Gardner and display them in his studio. Ava Gardner's beauty and natural charisma were evident from the moment she stepped in front of Larry Tarr's camera. Recognizing her potential, Tarr wasted no time and took several captivating portraits of the young beauty. Larry Tarr was so impressed by Ava's photographs that he displayed them in the window of his photography studio. Little did he know that these very pictures would become the catalyst for Ava's journey to stardom. One of those very portraits caught the eye of a prominent talent agent, who was immediately struck by Ava's stunning features and undeniable allure. This agent wasted no time in reaching out to Ava and offering her an opportunity that would change her life forever. The name of this influential talent agent was Al Altman. He saw in Ava Gardner the potential for greatness and saw to it that her talent was recognized by the right people in the entertainment industry. It wasn't long before Ava's unique beauty and promising star quality caught the attention of none other than MGM Studios, one of Hollywood's most prestigious film studios. MGM was determined to turn this diamond in the rough into a shining star on the silver screen. She may not have aced her first test in the studio, but they believed that they could train her and turn her into a star. With a contract in hand, Ava Gardner bid farewell to her life in New York and embarked on a new chapter in Hollywood. It was 1941 when she made her debut in a small role in the film Babes on Broadway, which was just the beginning of her remarkable career. Her looks were undeniably instrumental in opening doors for her in Hollywood. With her piercing green eyes, cascading brunette locks, and radiant smile that could light up the darkest room, she possessed a kind of beauty that was simply irresistible. But it wasn't just her beauty that set her apart. Ava had a presence and confidence that demanded attention, making her a standout among the aspiring starlets of the time. As she honed her acting skills and gained more experience, critics and audiences alike couldn't help but notice the raw talent that lay beneath her beautiful exterior. She had a unique ability to connect with her characters and bring them to life on the screen. As the years went by, Ava Gardner's star continued to rise, and she went on to deliver unforgettable performances in iconic films like The Killers, Mogambo, and The Barefoot Contessa, making her one of the brightest stars in Hollywood. As expected, her glory days in Hollywood came with a lot of attention from men. She was one of the most desired actresses of her time, and a lot of influential men wanted to be with her. But after several years of fame and influence, Ava Gardner found herself in a dark place in the late 1980s. The lights had dimmed and the applause had faded. She was broke, alone, and usually drowning in alcohol. This was the period that she made up her mind to write a memoir, revealing some of her deepest, darkest secrets. Her shocking revelations about Mickey Rooney. I either write the book or sell the jewels, and I'm kinda sentimental about the jewels. Ava Gardner said this as she explained why she made up her mind to write a book. She desperately needed to get out of the financial situation she was in, and she knew without a shadow of a doubt that a memoir would grab the attention of several people and sell like crazy. As soon as her mind was made up, she called the renowned British journalist Peter Evans to ghostwrite a book filled with her deathbed confessions. At the very top of her confession list was the story of her relationship and marriage to none other than Mickey Rooney. Ava Gardner was only 19 years old when she met Mickey Rooney on the MGM set. The young Mike Rooney was filming a comedic musical number when Ava Gardner stepped in. Mickey was completely mesmerized by her beauty, and he could not resist her. Soon after, they fell in love and got married. Ava revealed that she was innocent and still a virgin when she married Mickey Rooney. In her memoir, she stated that Mike Rooney was extremely sexually attracted to her and that she had no idea that he was a cheater. In her words, "I still didn't know he was the biggest wolf on the lot. He'd screw anything that moved." The two youngsters seemed like the it couple, but their marriage was not as it seemed on the surface. In her memoir, Ava Gardner made shocking revelations about her tumultuous relationship with Mike Rooney. According to her, her marriage to Mickey Rooney would become a tumultuous affair, riddled with betrayal and heartache. After their wedding, he began to unleash the cheater in him. She recalled a particular incident that took place at one of the lowest moments of her life. She had fallen ill and was hospitalized after an appendectomy. To her greatest surprise, Mike Rooney didn't hesitate to cheat on her. Even though Ava was recovering from an appendectomy in the hospital, Mickey Rooney's wandering eye knew no bounds. In a stunning display of audacity, he chose to cheat on his stunning wife right in their marital bed. As Ava Gardner lay in the hospital, weakened from the surgery, she never expected her husband's disloyalty to strike so close to home. The betrayal in her most vulnerable moment was proof of Rooney's reckless behavior all through their marriage. Known for his insatiable appetite for women, Mickey Rooney seemed to move from one conquest to another with ease. According to Ava, he went through the ladies like a hot knife through fudge, indicating the extent of his infidelity. Through her candid statement, Ava Gardner shed light on the painful reality of her marriage, unveiling the heartache she endured as her husband's eyes wandered all through their marriage. Through it all, they maintained an image of a perfect couple on the outside, until their marriage came crumbling down in May 1943, a year later. Sadly, her tumultuous first marriage was only the beginning of a series of romantic relationships that would affect Ava Gardner in ways she never imagined. She never loved Howard Hughes. After her first marriage came to an end, the actress got into a relationship with Howard Hughes. She had genuinely given her heart to Mike Rooney, but she couldn't say the same for Howard Hughes. In her memoir, she revealed that she never loved Howard. She made it clear that she was appreciative of what he did for her mother, but she didn't like certain things about him. When her mother was dying, Howard paid for her medical care. This was a reflection of his kind heart, but there were some things about him that she just couldn't shake off. In her memoir, she alleged that Howard had prejudiced views and biased attitudes. In her words, Howard wouldn't piss on a black man to put him out if he was on fire. As surprising as this revelation was, Ava Gardner was just getting started. Her next revelation was about Artie Shaw, her second husband. She called Artie Shaw a bully. Her career was beginning to take off in the mid-1940s, and everything seemed to be going well. Then she met Artie Shaw. He seemed like the perfect man, but time would prove otherwise. As fate would have it, Ava's introduction to Artie came through a mutual friend, actress Frances Heflin, and it was an encounter that sparked a whirlwind romance. Artie had just returned from the Second World War, and he was riding the waves of fame as a celebrated band leader and composer. When they met, they looked like a match made in heaven. With his intelligence and charisma, Ava fell head over heels for him in no time. Their love blossomed, and after several months of dating, Ava took the leap and moved in with Artie. On a serene October day in 1945, the couple exchanged vows in a small ceremony at their Beverly Hills abode. Ava was 22 at the time, while Artie was 35 years old. Their age gap seemed to not be a problem, and their love certainly looked beautiful on the outside. Unfortunately, the fairy tale took a bitter turn once the confetti settled. Despite a longer courtship and living together before tying the knot, their marital bliss was short-lived, and the relationship began to unravel after the wedding bells had chimed. In the pages of her memoir, Ava Gardner would later lift the curtain on the truth behind her turbulent marriage. The Artie Shaw she thought she knew was not the man he appeared to be. Ava revealed that beneath Shaw's suave exterior lay a different side, a kind of bully who constantly belittled her, chipping away at her confidence and happiness. In her words, "He was another kind of bully. He was always putting me down." The revelation in her memoir was a shocking twist in the tale of their love story, unveiling a darker reality behind the glamorous facade of Hollywood's golden couple. Ava Gardner's revelation about Artie Shaw certainly came as a shock to a lot of people who thought their marriage was flawless, but what was even more surprising was what she did as a result of the pain that Artie Shaw put her through. She took an IQ test. Within the pages of her memoir, Ava Gardner would unveil something that she did while she was married to Artie Shaw. Despite the success she had amassed in Hollywood, Ava claimed that she found herself grappling with feelings of intellectual inadequacy when she was married to Artie Shaw. She claimed that she was so unhappy that she found herself indulging in vices. According to her, she was smoking 3 packs of Winstons a day and getting drunk constantly while she was married to Artie Shaw. In her words, "He had me convinced that I was completely stupid. I didn't have an enormous IQ, but I did have a high one." In her memoir, she revealed that her then-husband, Artie Shaw, said and did things that made her doubt herself. Ava felt intellectually overshadowed by Shaw's brilliance, which left her yearning for a way to measure her own intelligence. In search of validation, she decided to take an IQ test. The IQ test became a pivotal moment in Ava's life, as it revealed that her insecurities were unfounded. Her results indicated a high score, proving that she was more than just a woman with good looks. She possessed intelligence and wit that could rival the best. The revelation of her high IQ score was both empowering and liberating for Ava. After seeing the test result, her self-doubt was finally put to rest. The couple later got divorced on the 25th of October 1946. She claimed that Artie dumped her 1 week after their first anniversary for another woman. However, the end of her marriage to Artie Shaw would lead her to a man that she considered the love of her life. Finding true love and a secret affair. When Frank Sinatra laid his eyes on Ava Gardner, he knew then and there that he wanted her for himself, but he was married at the time. Although he ended up leaving his wife for her, Ava Gardner revealed that she was unfaithful to Frank Sinatra. In the late 1940s, Ava Gardner's career was on the rise. She was making waves for her role in high-profile movies like The Hucksters and The Great Sinner. This was the period that she began to fall in love with renowned singer and actor Frank Sinatra. Ava and Frank Sinatra initially met while she was still married to her first husband, but nothing transpired between them until they met again in a party in 1949. Frank was still married to Grace Sinatra at the time, but their marriage was reportedly in shambles. It was said that Ava and Frank could not stay away from each other, so they began a secret love affair. They tried to be discreet, but the world soon found out about it. In her memoir, she said Frank Sinatra knew that it was true love on the first date. This was how their first date went. In the late-night hours, as they embarked on a drunken drive from Palm Springs to Indio, an adventure unfolded that solidified their bond. Armed with a pair of .38s kept in his glove compartment, the chairman and his beloved companion playfully shot out streetlights and store windows, leaving behind a trail of unforgettable memories. Frank was in the process of divorcing his wife at the time, but as soon as the divorce was final, he and Ava tied the knot in 1951. Ava was in her late 20s at the time, and Frank was in his mid-50s. Their love was said to be electrifying at the start, but things soon changed. In her memoir, she revealed that they started having problems during their courtship. From the outset, their courtship seemed like a tempestuous whirlwind, marked by fiery encounters and bouts of boozing and fighting. While their passionate connection drew them together, it also led them down a path filled with turbulence and emotional storms. Ava also revealed that she got pregnant twice when she was with Frank Sinatra, and she aborted both times. These heart-wrenching choices made amidst the strains of their relationship left an indelible mark on both of their lives. As the years passed, the fervor that once brought them together couldn't save them from their own inner demons. The same intensity that sparked their romance seemed to fuel their conflicts, leading to a marriage that mirrored the turbulence of their courtship. Their union became plagued by public dispute and chaos that filled the tabloids. Shockingly, one of Ava Gardner's deathbed revelations was about her secret affair with Robert Mitchum. She revealed that while she was seeing Frank Sinatra, she was having an affair with Robert. In her words, "I was crazy about him." When she summoned the courage to tell Robert that she was also seeing Frank Sinatra, he ended things immediately. In her memoir, she detailed what he said: "Get into a fight with him and he won't stop until one of you is dead." Gardner said Robert didn't want to risk it being him, so he fled for his life. Frank Sinatra and Ava kept trying to make things work, but after a while they decided to end things. Their divorce was later finalized on the 5th of July, 1957. Ava went on to reveal more facts about her relationships, but her claims about what George Scott did to her were indeed shocking. George C. Scott did this to her behind closed doors. One of Ava Gardner's deathbed revelations was the truth about her brief relationship with George Scott. While the duo were dating back in the day, their fans admired them and people said they were a cute couple. However, there was nothing cute about what was happening between the couple behind closed doors. She claimed that George Scott had been abusive towards her while they were in a relationship. She went on to detail one of the fights they had and how dark it got. According to her, he got physically abusive when he was drunk. In one of their fights, she said Scott smashed bottles to make weapons. She was terrified of what he was going to do next, but again, he had abused her this way before. In her words, "He was kneeling across me, waving the jagged edges of the glass in front of my face with one hand and hitting me with the other, telling me he loved me and smashing a fist into my eye. 'Marry me, do you hear what I'm saying?' followed by another blow." People were certainly shocked to find out that she endured all this, but of all the things she said in her memoir, she made it clear that she was aware that she made bad choices when it came to men. She also said that her friend warned her about some of the men that she dated, but she didn't listen. Lana Turner tried to warn her. All through her lifetime, some of her heartache came as a result of the men she chose to date. Perhaps if she listened to her best friend, things would have been different. Ava Gardner's best friend, Lana Turner, was also known to have attracted some of the most successful and influential men at the time. Interestingly, she was once romantically involved with some of the men that Ava Gardner was later involved with. She saw the different sides to these men, and she knew what they were capable of, so she didn't hesitate to advise Ava Gardner. When Ava Gardner told Lana about her decision to be with Frank Sinatra, Lana begged her not to go through with it. Interestingly, Lana had affairs with both Frank Sinatra and Shaw in the past, so she was well equipped to advise her friend. Recalling what her best friend told her, Ava Gardner wrote, "I've been there, honey," she told me. "Don't do it." I should have listened to her. The deed had already been done. She got into the relationships, learned her lessons, and lived to tell her story. The actress's life was truly one hell of a ride, but through it all, she tried to live life to the fullest. Although she started married to each of her husbands for a short period, in the 1950s, Hollywood fixers were paid up to $1,000 a week. That's about $10,000 today to keep scandals out of the press. What do you make in a week? Let us know in the comments. But not all secrets can be kept hidden. Today, we're diving into the scandals that slipped through the cracks and shocked the world. The golden age of Hollywood, a time when the silver screen was truly silver and movie stars were larger than life. Spanning from the late 1920s to the early 1960s, this era was a defining period for American cinema. The introduction of sound in films, the rise of the studio system, and the allure of the big screen captivated audiences nationwide. But behind the scenes, the golden age was anything but golden. The studio system, which was the backbone of Hollywood's success, was also its dark underbelly. Major studios like MGM, Warner Brothers, and Paramount had immense control over their stars' lives, both on and off the screen. Contracts were often exploitative, and actors had little say in their career trajectories. This power imbalance created a breeding ground for scandals, as studios sometimes went to great lengths to protect their investments, even if it meant covering up unsavory truths. The Hays Code, a set of moral guidelines for filmmaking, added another layer of complexity. While it censored what could be shown on screen, it did little to regulate the lives of those making the movies. This led to a dichotomy where the on-screen personas of actors were saintly, but their real lives could be fraught with scandal. The scandalous affairs, love and lust, the ingredients for some of Hollywood's most tantalizing tales. But when these elements mix with fame and fortune, they often lead to scandalous affairs that capture the public's imagination. Let's delve into a couple of affairs that shook the golden age of Hollywood to its core. First on our list is the infamous love triangle involving Elizabeth Taylor, Eddie Fisher, and Debbie Reynolds. Elizabeth Taylor, already a screen siren, found herself in the eye of a media storm when she began an affair with Eddie Fisher, who was then married to America's sweetheart, Debbie Reynolds. The affair led to Fisher divorcing Reynolds and marrying Taylor, causing a scandal that was the talk of the town for years. Another affair that caught a lot of momentum was Ingrid Bergman and Roberto Rossellini. Bergman, known for her roles in classics like Casablanca, shocked the world when she began an affair with Italian director Roberto Rossellini while still married to Petter Lindstrom. The affair not only led to a child, but also to Bergman being denounced on the floor of the United States Senate. She was virtually blacklisted in Hollywood for several years before making a triumphant return. Financial scandals. When it comes to Hollywood, money talks. But sometimes the talk turns into whispers of financial scandals that have left indelible marks on the industry. Let's delve into two such instances that involve well-known figures and their financial woes. First, let's talk about Errol Flynn, the swashbuckling star of films like The Adventures of Robin Hood. Flynn was not just famous for his on-screen heroics, he was infamous for his financial troubles. In 1942, Flynn was sued by the U.S. government for income tax evasion. The case was held at the U.S. District Court in Los Angeles, and although Flynn was acquitted, his reputation took a significant hit. A financial scandal that shook the industry was the one involving Judy Garland, the star of The Wizard of Oz. Garland faced financial ruin multiple times in her life, despite her enormous success. One of the most notable instances was in 1964 when she filed for bankruptcy, citing debts of over $4 million in today's money. The bankruptcy filing took place in a New York court and was widely covered in newspapers like the New York Times. Both Flynn and Garland's financial scandals were more than mere rumors. They were well-documented legal matters that had significant impacts on their careers and personal lives. As we continue to explore Hollywood's shadiest moments, it becomes clear that the glamour often hid a multitude of sins, financial and otherwise. Censorship and the Hays Code. In an era where on-screen kisses couldn't last more than 3 seconds, the Hays Code was the moral compass guiding Hollywood's storytelling. Officially implemented in 1934, the code set strict guidelines on what was permissible in films, from depictions of crime to portrayals of sexual relationships. But how did this censorship impact the lives and careers of Golden Age actors? Let's start with Mae West, the actress famous for her risque roles and one-liners. Her 1933 film She'd Done Him Wrong, based on her own play, was a box office hit but also a code violator. The film was produced before the code's strict enforcement, but was later severely edited to comply with its guidelines. Mae West found herself under scrutiny, and her later films were heavily censored, affecting her career trajectory. Another example is the 1932 film Red-Headed Woman, starring Jean Harlow. The film was initially rejected by the Hays office for its explicit content, particularly its portrayal of a home-wrecking secretary. After significant edits, the film was finally approved, but not without causing a stir in the industry and among audiences. The Hays Code was more than just a set of rules. It was a cultural force that shaped the narratives and characters of Hollywood's golden age. While it maintained a certain public morality, it also led to the suppression of artistic expression and contributed to the scandals and controversies we're exploring today. The dark side of fame. Fame often comes at a price, and for some of Hollywood's golden age stars, that price was steep. The spotlight's glare could be unforgiving, revealing not just talent but also vulnerabilities. Let's explore how the pressures of fame led to scandalous behavior in two iconic figures, Marilyn Monroe and Humphrey Bogart. Marilyn Monroe, the blonde bombshell known for films like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and Some Like It Hot, struggled with substance abuse and mental health issues. Her marriages, including one to baseball legend Joe DiMaggio and another to playwright Arthur Miller, were fraught with difficulties and became tabloid fodder. Monroe's untimely death in 1962, ruled as a probable suicide, remains one of Hollywood's most enduring mysteries. Then there's Humphrey Bogart, the star of classics like Casablanca and The Maltese Falcon. Bogart was known for his heavy drinking, a habit that was well documented in the press. His drinking often led to altercations, including a notable incident in 1943 at the Brown Derby restaurant in Los Angeles, where he got into a physical fight with a fellow patron. Both Monroe and Bogart's struggles were not mere rumors. They were well-documented events that had significant impacts on their personal lives and careers. As we delve deeper into the shadiest moments of Hollywood's golden age, it becomes increasingly clear that fame was both a blessing and a curse, often leading to tragic outcomes. The cover-ups. In an industry where image is everything, Hollywood studios often acted as gatekeepers, carefully curating the public personas of their stars. But what happened when those stars found themselves embroiled in scandal? Enter the fixers, the behind-the-scenes operatives tasked with damage control. One of the most notorious fixers was Eddie Mannix, a general manager at MGM. Mannix was known for his ruthless efficiency in handling scandals. One of his most famous cases involved actress Lana Turner and the death of her lover, Johnny Stompanato, in 1958. Stompanato was stabbed to death in Turner's Beverly Hills home, and it was Mannix who orchestrated the narrative that it was Turner's daughter who had committed the act in self-defense. The story was sold to the press, and Turner's career miraculously survived the scandal. Another cover-up example is Patricia Douglas, a young extra who accused an MGM sales executive of sexual assault during a studio party in 1937. The studio, with the help of fixers, managed to bury the story and discredit Douglas, effectively ending her career while protecting their own reputation in return. Jean Harlow and Paul Byrne. In 1932, Jean Harlow, one of MGM's brightest stars, faced a scandal that could have ended her career. Her husband, MGM producer Paul Byrne, was found dead in their Beverly Hills home. The initial shock of the discovery sent ripples through the studio, which had significant investments in Harlow's films. MGM's fixers, led by Eddie Mannix, sprang into action. They arrived at the scene even before the police did, cleaning up evidence and reportedly planting a suicide note that was later presented to the authorities. The studio then orchestrated a narrative focusing on Byrne's supposed impotence and emotional issues, steering the story away from Harlow. This cover-up was not just about protecting an investment, it was about maintaining the illusion of Hollywood glamour. The scandal could have been a dark stain on the fabric of the studio system, but thanks to the cover-up, Harlow's career not only survived, but thrived. Clark Gable and the car accident. Clark Gable, known as the King of Hollywood, was at the height of his career in 1933 when he found himself in a precarious situation. He was involved in a car accident that resulted in the death of a pedestrian. MGM, where Gable was under contract, knew that such a scandal could jeopardize not only Gable's future, but also the studio's. They acted swiftly, finding a stand-in to take the blame for the accident. This individual faced the legal repercussions, allowing Gable to walk away unscathed. The incident was so effectively hushed up that it didn't make the headlines, preserving Gable's reputation and ensuring his continued success in the industry. Robert Mitchum's drug arrest. Robert Mitchum, a rising star in 1948, faced a scandal that threatened to derail his career when he was arrested for marijuana possession. RKO Studios, where Mitchum was contracted, knew they had to act fast. They launched a public relations campaign to rehabilitate Mitchum's image. Photos were staged, showing him engaged in community service and expressing remorse. The studio even arranged for favorable coverage in select media outlets, painting Mitchum as a reformed man who had learned from his mistakes. The campaign was a resounding success. Mitchum returned to acting, and his career continued to flourish, with the scandal becoming a mere footnote in his long and storied career. In the annals of American history, few figures have captivated the public imagination quite like John F. Kennedy. His presidency, often referred to as Camelot, was marked by an aura of glamour and charisma that extended far beyond the political arena. But beneath the surface of this glittering facade lay a complex and often controversial aspect of Kennedy's life: his numerous affairs. From Hollywood starlets to White House staff, the list of Kennedy's rumored and confirmed liaisons reads like a who's who of the 20th century's most influential and enigmatic women. This exploration isn't just a salacious recounting of a powerful man's indiscretions. It's a journey into the heart of a different era, a time when the lines between power, passion, and politics were often blurred. Kennedy's affairs were more than just tabloid fodder. They were reflective of the man himself, complex, charismatic, and perpetually shrouded in mystery. Today, we'll try to understand the man behind the myth and the women who shared in the secretive side of his life. Each affair, whether fleeting or profound, tells a story not just about Kennedy, but about the era he lived in. An era where power and romance danced a delicate, often dangerous tango. Early romantic connections. Before ascending to the heights of American politics, John F. Kennedy was a young man with a burgeoning appetite for romantic adventures. His early romantic connections, often overshadowed by his later, more high-profile affairs, provide a fascinating glimpse into the formative years of a man who would later become one of the most charismatic leaders of the 20th century. The beginnings of a charismatic leader. John F. Kennedy's early life was marked by an affluent upbringing and a strong family emphasis on success and public service. However, alongside his academic and career pursuits, Kennedy's personal life began to take on a complexity that would follow him throughout his life. His charm and good looks made him a popular figure in social circles, and his romantic interests were varied and numerous even in his youth. The college years. Kennedy's time at Harvard University was not just a period of intellectual growth, but also of personal exploration. His college years were marked by several romantic entanglements, some fleeting and others more significant. These early relationships were the precursors to his later, more publicized affairs, showcasing a pattern of charm and charisma that could captivate those around him. The war years and beyond. Kennedy's service in World War II was a defining period in his life, shaping his views on leadership and duty. However, even during these tumultuous times, his romantic life continued to be an area of interest and intrigue. His wartime service saw him stationed in the Pacific, where he continued to engage in romantic liaisons, albeit more discreetly given the circumstances. The path to politics and personal entanglements. As Kennedy's political career began to take shape in the late 1940s, so too did the nature of his romantic connections. His entry into politics brought him into contact with a broader array of influential and captivating women. These early romantic experiences laid the groundwork for his approach to personal relationships, which would become increasingly complex and secretive as his public profile rose. In these formative years, Kennedy's romantic life was a tapestry of passion, charm, and complexity. Each relationship, whether brief or enduring, played a role in shaping the man he would become. As he moved from the academic halls of Harvard to the battlefields of World War II, and eventually to the corridors of power in Washington, D.C., Kennedy's early romantic connections were a prologue to the more storied and scrutinized affairs that would define much of his public and private life. The most notorious affairs. John F. Kennedy's presidency is as much remembered for its political achievements and challenges as it is for the president's notorious romantic escapades. Among these, 3 affairs stand out, not just for their sensational nature, but also for the profound impact they had on Kennedy's life and legacy. Marilyn Monroe, an iconic and controversial affair. The true nature of their relationship remains shrouded in mystery and speculation. Some accounts suggest a brief but intense affair, while others downplay the extent of their involvement. However, the allure of a romance between one of the world's most powerful men and one of its most beloved movie stars has continued to captivate the public imagination, and we'll get deeper into this one later on. Judith Campbell Exner, the link to the underworld. Judith's affair with Kennedy is notable not just for its romantic aspect, but also for its potential political implications. Exner, who was also romantically linked to mob boss Sam Giancana, claimed that she served as a go-between for Kennedy and the mafia. Her revelations in the 1970s about her relationship with Kennedy and her alleged role in his dealings with the mob brought a new dimension to the public's understanding of Kennedy's private life. Exner's account of her affair with Kennedy, which reportedly began in 1960 and continued into his presidency, paints a picture of a complex relationship intertwined with the murky world of politics and organized crime. The extent of her influence and the true nature of her role remain subjects of debate and speculation. Mary Pinchot Meyer, a mysterious connection. Meyer's relationship with Kennedy is perhaps the most enigmatic of his affairs. Meyer, a socialite and painter, was a close friend of the Kennedy family and is believed to have had a romantic relationship with the president. Her murder in 1964, less than a year after Kennedy's assassination, added a layer of intrigue and conspiracy theories to their alleged affair. Meyer's connection to Kennedy has been the subject of much speculation, with some suggesting that she influenced his views on world peace and even experimented with psychedelic drugs with him. The mystery surrounding her death, which remains unsolved, has only added to the intrigue surrounding her relationship with Kennedy. These affairs, each unique in its context and implications, paint a complex portrait of John F. Kennedy's romantic life. They reveal a man who was not only a charismatic leader, but also someone who sought connection, sometimes in the most unlikely and controversial of places. From the glamour of Hollywood to the shadows of the underworld, Kennedy's most notorious affairs continue to fascinate and provoke debate, offering a glimpse into the private life of a public figure who remains an enigma decades after his death. Affairs with prominent figures. John F. Kennedy's romantic entanglements were not limited to Hollywood stars and mysterious socialites. They also extended to women who were prominent figures in their own right. These relationships, though less sensationalized than his affair with Marilyn Monroe, were significant in their own ways, offering a glimpse into the complex web of personal and political connections that defined Kennedy's life. Inga Arvad, the journalist and alleged Nazi spy. Arvad, a Danish journalist, was one of Kennedy's early romantic interests. Their relationship began in the early 1940s when Kennedy was a young naval officer. Arvad, a former beauty queen, had interviewed Adolf Hitler and was rumored to have been romantically involved with him, which led to suspicions about her during World War II. The FBI, under J. Edgar Hoover, closely monitored Arvad and Kennedy's relationship, fearing she might be a Nazi spy. The affair with Arvad was significant not only for its romantic aspect, but also for the political implications it carried. Kennedy's father, Joseph P. Kennedy, was reportedly concerned about the impact of this relationship on his son's future political career. The affair eventually waned, but it remained a notable chapter in Kennedy's early life, reflecting the intersection of personal relationships and political intrigue. Pamela Tourneur, the White House aide. Pamela's relationship with Kennedy began when she was a press aide in the White House. This affair was particularly notable because it occurred while Kennedy was president and Tourneur was working in close proximity to him. The relationship was kept discreet, but it was an open secret among some in the White House inner circle. Tourneur's affair with Kennedy highlights the complex dynamics of power and romance in the highest echelons of political power. It also underscores the challenges faced by women who were romantically involved with powerful men, often at the risk of their own reputations and careers. These affairs with prominent figures, each distinct in its context and impact, further illustrate the multifaceted nature of John F. Kennedy's romantic life. They reveal a pattern of attraction to women who were not only beautiful and charismatic, but also wielded influence in their respective spheres. These relationships, woven into the fabric of his political and personal life, offer a deeper understanding of Kennedy as a man who navigated the complex interplay of power, romance, and ambition. Hollywood connections. John F. Kennedy's allure extended beyond the political arena into the glamorous world of Hollywood. His connections with movie stars and celebrities were not just social. They often turned into romantic escapades, adding to his image as a charismatic and attractive leader. These Hollywood connections offer a glimpse into Kennedy's fascination with the entertainment world and its most iconic figures. Marilyn Monroe, the ultimate icon. Monroe's alleged affair with Kennedy is perhaps the most famous of all. Monroe, a symbol of beauty and sensuality, reportedly had a brief but intense relationship with the president. Their rumored affair has been the subject of endless speculation and has become a part of the Kennedy mythos. The most iconic moment linking them was Monroe's sultry rendition of Happy Birthday at Madison Square Garden in 1962, which fueled rumors about the nature of their relationship. While the true extent of their affair remains a mystery, it has become an enduring part of both Monroe's and Kennedy's legacies. The relationship between Marilyn Monroe and John F. Kennedy, though brief and shrouded in secrecy, remains one of the most intriguing and discussed aspects of their lives. It was a connection that wove together the allure of Hollywood with the charisma of the White House, creating a narrative rich in speculation and allure. Marilyn Monroe, the symbol of Hollywood glamour, known for her beauty and vulnerability, first encountered John F. Kennedy, the ambitious and charismatic politician, in the late 1950s. Their initial interactions were part of the social swirl where Hollywood and Washington elites often intersected. However, it was their shared understanding of life under the public eye and their undeniable charisma that drew them closer. The peak of their relationship is often pinpointed to the early 1960s, coinciding with Kennedy's presidency. Monroe, a leading Hollywood figure, and Kennedy, the president, found in each other a mutual fascination. Their encounters, discreet and carefully managed, were nonetheless charged with an intensity that both seemed to understand and appreciate. One of the most public and iconic moments of their relationship was Monroe's performance at Madison Square Garden on May 19, 1962, for Kennedy's birthday celebration. Her sultry rendition of Happy Birthday, Mr. President was not just a performance but a public display of their hidden yet palpable connection. This moment became emblematic of their relationship, symbolizing the blend of power, vulnerability, and glamour that defined their interactions. The emotional dynamics of their relationship were complex. Monroe, often perceived as a vulnerable figure, reportedly found in Kennedy someone who understood the pressures of fame. Kennedy, captivated by Monroe's charm, navigated the relationship with caution, aware of the political risks. This secrecy often left Monroe feeling isolated, highlighting the imbalance in their connection. The end of their relationship is as enigmatic as its beginning, believed to have dwindled as Kennedy became more cautious about his public image. Monroe's untimely death in 1962 added layers of mystery and speculation, leaving unanswered questions about the depth and nature of their relationship. In retrospect, the relationship between Marilyn Monroe and John F. Kennedy has become an enduring part of their legacies. It represents a moment where the worlds of politics and Hollywood intersected in a deeply personal and complex manner. For Monroe, it was perhaps a pursuit of understanding and acceptance. For Kennedy, an encounter with one of the most iconic figures of the era. Their story, though brief and fraught with complexities, remains a captivating chapter in the narrative of two of the 20th century's most significant figures. Angie Dickinson, A Starlet's Tale. Dickinson, a prominent actress known for her striking presence and strong characters, shared a brief but notable connection with John F. Kennedy. Their relationship, though less publicized than some of Kennedy's other liaisons, was marked by mutual admiration and a shared zest for life. Dickinson, rising to fame in the late 1950s and early 1960s, first crossed paths with Kennedy before his presidency. Kennedy, then a senator, was known for his charm and wit, qualities that resonated with Dickinson, who was carving her own path in Hollywood. Their initial meetings were casual, often occurring at social events where the elite of politics and Hollywood mingled. As their paths intersected more frequently, a rapport developed between them. Dickinson, admired for her intelligence and independence, found in Kennedy a man who was not only charismatic but also intellectually engaging. Kennedy, on his part, was drawn to Dickinson's vivacious personality and a rising star in Hollywood. Their relationship, while discreet, was characterized by a playful and flirtatious undertone. They shared conversations that spanned from politics to cinema, revealing a mutual respect for each other's accomplishments and ambitions. However, the nature of their relationship remained largely private, with both parties understanding the implications of a public liaison. One of the key aspects of their connection was their ability to maintain a friendship amidst the complexities of their respective lives. Dickinson, aware of Kennedy's high-profile life and the scrutiny it attracted, navigated their interactions with a level of discretion that was both necessary and respectful. The end of their relationship was as discreet as its progression. As Kennedy's political career escalated, their encounters became less frequent. Dickinson continued her ascent in Hollywood, establishing herself as a respected actress. Their relationship, though not as widely discussed or sensationalized as some of Kennedy's other relationships, was a testament to a shared understanding and a mutual admiration between two charismatic individuals. Jean Tierney, The Forgotten Affair. She was a leading actress of the 1940s and 1950s and had a lesser-known but significant connection with Kennedy. Their relationship began when Kennedy was a young senator. Tierney, known for her striking beauty and depth of character in roles, found in Kennedy a man who was both intellectually stimulating and charismatic. Their affair was a discreet one, with both parties understanding the need for secrecy given their public profiles. Tierney, who had her own share of personal struggles, reportedly found solace in Kennedy's company, and their relationship was one of mutual respect and understanding. Other Hollywood encounters. Kennedy's Hollywood connections were not limited to these two starlets. He was known to have had interactions with several other actresses and celebrities. These encounters, whether platonic or romantic, highlighted Kennedy's fascination with the entertainment industry and its luminaries. The president's Hollywood connections were a testament to his magnetic personality and his appeal to the cultural icons of the era. They also revealed a side of Kennedy that was in stark contrast to his public image as a family man and a political leader. His Hollywood affairs, shrouded in glamour and secrecy, added to the mystique of a president who was as enigmatic as he was charismatic. Kennedy's relationships with Hollywood stars were more than just tabloid fodder. They were reflective of a time when politics and entertainment began to intersect in new and intriguing ways. These connections, with their blend of power, allure, and celebrity, continue to fascinate and captivate the public imagination, offering a window into the complex and multifaceted life of one of America's most iconic presidents. International flings. John F. Kennedy's charm and charisma were not confined to the United States. They reached across oceans, leading to rumored romantic escapades with various international figures. These alleged affairs not only highlight Kennedy's global appeal, but also reflect the intricate interplay of politics, power, and personal relationships on the world stage. Gunilla von Post, A Swedish Connection. One of Kennedy's most notable international affairs was with Gunilla von Post, a Swedish aristocrat. Their relationship reportedly began before Kennedy's marriage to Jacqueline Bouvier and continued for a brief period afterward. Von Post's memoir, Love, Jack, details their romance, describing it as a passionate and intense liaison that was ultimately curtailed by Kennedy's political ambitions and marriage. This affair with von Post offers a glimpse into Kennedy's life before he became a prominent political figure. It also shows the personal sacrifices and decisions he had to make as he ascended the political ladder. Christina Onassis, the Greek shipping heiress. Another intriguing international connection was with Christina Onassis, the daughter of the Greek shipping magnate Aristotle Onassis. While the details of their relationship are not as well documented, it is rumored that Kennedy and Onassis had a brief encounter. This connection is particularly notable given Aristotle Onassis's later marriage to Jacqueline Kennedy after JFK's assassination. The rumored affair with Christina Onassis, whether substantiated or not, adds another layer to the complex web of relationships surrounding the Kennedy family. It intertwines the worlds of politics, business, and international high society. Other international encounters. Kennedy's appeal extended to various other international figures, including actresses, socialites, and members of the aristocracy. These relationships, whether confirmed or speculative, demonstrate Kennedy's global allure and his ability to engage with a diverse range of individuals from different cultural and social backgrounds. These international flings, whether fleeting or profound, were more than just romantic escapades. They were reflective of Kennedy's global perspective and his interest in international affairs. They also highlight the era's fascination with American politics and the allure of its charismatic leaders. Kennedy's international affairs, much like his domestic ones, continue to be a subject of fascination and speculation. They paint a picture of a president who was not only a political figure, but also a man of the world, whose personal life was as global in its reach as his political influence. Lesser-known affairs. While John F. Kennedy's high-profile affairs have captured public attention, there were numerous lesser-known liaisons that also played a significant role in shaping the narrative of his personal life. These relationships, often overshadowed by his more famous entanglements, provide a deeper understanding of Kennedy's complex character and his interactions with women. In the complexity of John F. Kennedy's personal life, several lesser-known affairs also weave their threads, each adding a unique hue to the portrait of his complex relationships. These hidden liaisons, though less sensationalized, offer a deeper insight into Kennedy's character and his discreet interactions. Anne Gwynn, the unseen companion. Gwynn, a relatively obscure figure in the grand narrative of Kennedy's affairs, was rumored to have had a brief but intense relationship with the president. Gwynn, a journalist, reportedly met Kennedy through her work. Their connection, though fleeting, was said to be one of mutual intellectual and physical attraction. Gwynn's story is particularly intriguing because it deviates from the pattern of Kennedy's usual liaisons with actresses and socialites. Her relationship with Kennedy highlights his attraction to women of substance and intellect, not just glamour and fame. And Alicia Corning Clark, the hidden flame. Alicia Clark, an artist and socialite, had a relationship with Kennedy that was kept far from the public eye. Their affair, which reportedly took place before Kennedy's presidency, was one of the many that remained hidden, known only to a few. Clark's affair with Kennedy adds another dimension to his romantic life, showing his connections with women from varied backgrounds and social standings. Her story, largely untold, is a reminder of the many private chapters in Kennedy's life that played out behind the scenes.
Grace Kelly, fishing an emerald bracelet out of a fish tank while completely nude. It's not a scene from one of her famous films, but a real-life moment that exposed her secret affair. The Princess of Monaco wasn't always royal, and her path to the throne was paved with scandals and secrets. Buckle up as we dive into the juicy details of Grace Kelly's most shocking indiscretion. The rising star. She was born on November 12, 1929 in Philadelphia. The third of 4 children, Grace Patricia Kelly grew up in a wealthy family. Her father, John B. Kelly Sr., was an Olympic gold medalist in rowing, winning 3 gold medals in the 1920 and 1924 Olympics. He later became a successful businessman in the brickmaking industry, amassing a fortune of over $200 million in today's currency. Her mother, Margaret Catherine Major, was the first woman to head the physical education department at the University of Pennsylvania. The Kelly household was strict and achievement-oriented, with Grace often feeling overshadowed by her athletic siblings. At age 12, Grace acted in her first play, Don't Feed the Animals, at the Old Academy Players in East Falls. This early experience sparked her passion for acting. Throughout her teens, she participated in school plays and local theater productions, often taking on challenging roles beyond her years. In 1947, at 18, she moved to New York City to pursue her dreams. She enrolled at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, paying her own tuition by modeling on the side. Her modeling work included appearances in magazines like Cosmopolitan and TV commercials for Old Gold cigarettes and Bayer aspirin. She earned $400 a week from modeling, a substantial sum at the time. During her time at the Academy, Grace studied under renowned acting coach Sanford Meisner, who helped shape her naturalistic acting style. She also took dance lessons and worked on perfecting her diction, determined to lose her Philadelphia accent. Her first big break came in 1949 when she debuted on Broadway in The Father by August Strindberg. Though the play ran for only 69 performances, it caught the attention of Hollywood producers. Critics praised her luminous quality, foreshadowing her future screen presence. In 1951, she made her film debut in 14 Hours, playing a small role as Louise Ann Fuller. The part lasted only 2 minutes on screen, but it was enough to get her noticed. Director Henry Hathaway later said, "There was something very special about her. She was graceful, gracious, and projected an inner calm." Her breakthrough came in 1952 when she starred opposite Gary Cooper in High Noon. The film was a massive success, winning 4 Academy Awards. Grace's performance as Amy Fowler Kane earned her critical acclaim and opened doors in Hollywood. The New York Times praised her bravely gallant and strong performance, highlighting her ability to hold her own against the veteran Cooper. During this time, she dated several high-profile men, including Clark Gable and Ray Milland. However, she kept her personal life private, cultivating an image of elegance and sophistication. She was often seen at the Stork Club, a popular celebrity haunt, but always maintained a dignified presence. In a rare interview from that period, Grace said, "I think it's because I was brought up believing it was graceless to talk about yourself and immodest to call attention to yourself." This reticence only added to her mystique and appeal. By 1953, at just 24 years old, Grace had become one of Hollywood's most sought-after actresses. She signed a 7-year contract with MGM, worth $750 per week with built-in raises. The American Academy Romance. In 1947, Grace Kelly began her studies at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City. The prestigious school, founded in 1884, had already produced stars like Spencer Tracy and Lauren Bacall. During her time at the Academy, she met Don Richardson, a 30-year-old instructor. Richardson, married but separated, taught acting and directed student productions. Despite their 12-year age gap, the two quickly developed a close relationship. Grace excelled in her studies, earning praise from instructors and fellow students alike. In her second year, she played the lead in the Academy's production of The Philadelphia Story, a role that would later become iconic in her film career. Richardson, impressed by her talent and beauty, began to mentor her closely. Their relationship soon turned romantic, though they kept it discreet due to the school's policies and Richardson's marital status. In a later interview, Richardson recalled, "Grace was not the naive, sheltered girl many thought. She was a determined young woman who knew what she wanted." Her time at the Academy was marked by hard work and ambition. She took on various jobs to support herself, including modeling for the Walter Thornton Agency and working as a photographer's assistant. The relationship with Richardson continued to deepen, becoming a significant part of her early adult life. It was her first serious romance, and it would later play a crucial role in shaping her approach to relationships. By the time Grace graduated from the Academy in 1949, she had not only honed her acting skills, but also experienced her first taste of the complex romantic entanglements that would later define her personal life. Family disapproval. In 1950, Grace Kelly brought Don Richardson home to Philadelphia to meet her family. The Kellys, a prominent Irish Catholic household, lived in a stately brick mansion in the East Falls neighborhood. Her father, Jack Kelly, was a self-made millionaire and former Olympic rower. Her mother, Margaret, was a former model and swimming instructor. The family, including 3 siblings, adhered to strict Catholic values. The meeting was tense from the start. Jack Kelly, known for his blunt manner, immediately took issue with Richardson. He was 12 years older than Grace, still legally married and Jewish. All red flags for the conservative Kellys. During dinner, Jack Kelly reportedly asked Richardson pointed questions about his background and intentions. Her mother, Margaret, remained politely distant throughout the evening. Grace's older sister, Peggy, later recalled, "Father was furious. He couldn't believe she would bring home someone so unsuitable." The family's disapproval was clear. Jack Kelly allegedly told her, "No daughter of mine will be involved with a divorced man, let alone a Jew." This rejection deeply upset Grace, who had hoped her family would see beyond their prejudices. She stood by Richardson, causing a rift with her parents that would take months to heal. Despite the family's objections, she continued her relationship with Richardson in New York. She balanced her budding acting career with her romance, often sneaking away from auditions to meet him. The conflict with her family over Richardson marked one of the first times Grace openly defied her parents' wishes. It showcased her independence and willingness to follow her heart, traits that would define her throughout her life. This period of tension lasted several months, during which she had limited contact with her family. She threw herself into her work, landing small roles in television and theater productions. Grace's other suitors. As Grace Kelly's star rose in Hollywood, so did her list of admirers. Between 1951 and 1955, she was linked to several high-profile men, each adding to her growing reputation as a desirable leading lady. One of her early romances was with the debonair Oleg Cassini, a fashion designer who dressed Hollywood's elite. Cassini, 15 years her senior, proposed marriage in 1954. She accepted but later broke off the engagement, citing family pressure. In 1953, during the filming of Mogambo, she had a brief affair with Clark Gable. Gable, then 52, was captivated by the 24-year-old actress. Their on-set romance was an open secret, with co-star Ava Gardner later quipping, "Grace was the only woman I ever knew who slept with her makeup on." Another notable suitor was Claudius Charles Philippe, the charismatic banquet manager of the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. Philippe, known for his connections in high society, courted Grace with extravagant gestures and introduced her to New York's elite social circles. Perhaps the most intriguing of her paramours was Ali Khan, a wealthy playboy and son of the Aga Khan III. Khan, fresh from his divorce from Rita Hayworth, pursued Grace relentlessly. Their affair was discreet but intense, with Khan showering her with expensive gifts. During this period, she also dated Ray Milland, her co-star in Dial M for Murder. Their relationship caused a scandal as Milland was married at the time. Her dating life became fodder for gossip columns. Hedda Hopper, a famous Hollywood columnist, once wrote, "Grace Kelly's romances are as varied as her film roles. One wonders which will lead to a lasting performance." Despite the attention on her love life, Grace maintained a public image of sophistication and discretion. She rarely commented on her relationships, once telling a reporter, "A woman's private life should remain private." In late 1951, Grace Kelly received a stunning emerald bracelet. The piece was exquisite, a gold band studded with large, vivid green emeralds. Its value was estimated at over $5,000, a small fortune at the time. The bracelet's origin became a subject of speculation. Many believed it was a gift from Ali Khan, known for his lavish presents to lovers. Khan had a habit of giving similar jewelry to his paramours, often recycling designs. Grace wore the bracelet sparingly, aware of its potential to spark gossip. She was seen with it at a few Hollywood parties, always deflecting questions about its provenance. During a fitting for High Noon in 1952, costume designer Edith Head noticed the bracelet. Head later recalled, "It was too opulent for a young actress's salary. I knew it must have come from an admirer." The bracelet became a secret symbol of her hidden romantic life. She kept it in a locked jewelry box in her apartment, away from prying eyes. In March 1952, Grace attended a charity gala wearing the bracelet. Gossip columnist Luella Parsons noted in her column, "Miss Kelly's new emerald bracelet caused quite a stir. One wonders who the generous benefactor might be." The jeweler who created the bracelet, wishing to remain anonymous, described it years later. It was a custom piece designed to catch the light. Whoever commissioned it wanted to make a statement. Grace's close friend, actress Rita Gam, once asked about the bracelet. Grace reportedly smiled and said, "A lady never tells, darling." The fateful evening. On a crisp autumn evening in 1952, Grace Kelly invited Don Richardson to her New York apartment. She had just finished filming Mogambo and was back in the city for a brief stay. The apartment, located on East 66th Street, was a small but elegantly furnished one-bedroom. She had decorated it herself, mixing antiques with modern pieces. Richardson arrived around 8 p.m., bringing a bottle of champagne to celebrate Grace's recent success. The couple had been seeing each other less frequently due to her busy filming schedule. Grace greeted him wearing a simple black dress, her hair loose around her shoulders. What caught Richardson's eye, however, was the emerald bracelet glinting on her wrist. The evening began pleasantly. They shared a light dinner Grace had prepared, a salad and cold chicken, a recipe she'd learned from her mother. After dinner, they moved to the small living room. She put on a record, Frank Sinatra's "I've Got You Under My Skin," and poured more champagne. As they talked, Grace seemed distracted, frequently touching the emerald bracelet. Richardson later recalled, she kept fiddling with it, almost nervously. Around 10 p.m., she excused herself to change. When she returned, she was wearing nothing but the emerald bracelet. This bold move was uncharacteristic of the usually reserved Grace. The confrontation. Richardson, who had been in a relationship with Kelly for several months, noticed a distinctive emerald bracelet she was wearing. He recognized it as similar to one he had seen on another woman at a party. That woman had mentioned it was a gift from Ali Khan, a well-known playboy and international socialite. When Richardson questioned Kelly about the bracelet's origin, she was unable to provide a satisfactory explanation. This led to a heated discussion about their relationship and Kelly's involvement with other men, particularly Ali Khan. The confrontation resulted in the end of Kelly and Richardson's relationship. Richardson, feeling betrayed, broke things off with Kelly. Grace's primary concern following the breakup was likely protecting her public image and burgeoning career. As a rising star in Hollywood, she was acutely aware of the potential damage that personal scandals could cause. In the days and weeks following the incident, Grace continued her work in Hollywood without any public hint of personal turmoil. She maintained her carefully cultivated image of elegance and purity, which was crucial to her appeal as an actress. The bracelet incident, while significant in her personal life, did not impact her professional trajectory. Grace's career continued to flourish, suggesting that she was adept at separating her private affairs from her public persona. Hollywood ascent. In the wake of the bracelet incident, Grace Kelly threw herself into her work. 1953 saw her star rise meteorically in Hollywood, transforming her from a promising newcomer to a bona fide A-list celebrity. Her performance in Mogambo alongside Clark Gable and Ava Gardner earned her first Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. The film, directed by John Ford, was a romantic adventure set in Africa. It grossed over $8 million at the box office, a substantial sum for the time. On set, director John Ford praised Grace's professionalism. "She's always prepared, always on time," he told reporters. A director's dream. Ford, known for his gruff demeanor, rarely gave such effusive praise, making his words all the more impactful in Hollywood circles. In rapid succession, she appeared in 5 films in 1954, an incredible feat that demonstrated her work ethic and versatility as an actress. Dial M for Murder, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, was her first collaboration with the master of suspense. The Thriller, in which she played a woman marked for murder by her husband, made $2.7 million domestically. Hitchcock was impressed by Grace's ability to project vulnerability and strength simultaneously. Rear Window, another Hitchcock classic, followed. Her chemistry with James Stewart was palpable, and the film earned $5.3 million at the box office. Her character, Lisa Fremont, became a fashion icon, with women across America clamoring to emulate her elegant style. Edith Head, the costume designer, said, "Never have I worked with someone who knew so instinctively what worked for her on screen." The country girl proved to be Grace's defining role. Playing against type as Georgie Elgin, the dowdy wife of an alcoholic, she stunned critics and audiences alike. To prepare for the role, she spent time observing the wives of alcoholics in support groups, bringing a raw authenticity to her performance. Variety praised her eloquent portrayal, calling it a tour de force. The film grossed $6.5 million. Impressive for a dramatic piece without action or adventure elements. On March 30th, 1955, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for The Country Girl. At 25, she was one of the youngest winners in that category. The ceremony, held at the RKO Pantages Theater in Hollywood, was a star-studded affair. She beat out stiff competition, including Judy Garland, who many had considered the favorite for A Star is Born. In her acceptance speech, Grace said, "The thrill of this moment keeps me from saying what I really feel." The audience gave her a standing ovation that lasted nearly a full minute. Behind the scenes, she worked tirelessly. She often spent 14-hour days on set, followed by hours memorizing lines for her next role. She was known to arrive on set before dawn, often beating the crew to prepare for her scenes. By the end of 1955, Grace had become one of Hollywood's highest-paid actresses, commanding $100,000 per film. This put her in the same league as established stars like Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor. She had also successfully buried any whispers of scandal, her public image untarnished by her private affairs. In just 3 years, she had gone from a relative unknown to an Oscar-winning superstar, setting the stage for what many expected to be a long and illustrious career in cinema. The Hitchcock years and royal destiny. In 1955, Grace Kelly's collaboration with Alfred Hitchcock reached its peak with To Catch a Thief. Filmed on the French Riviera, it grossed $8.75 million worldwide. The film's success was due in large part to the chemistry between Grace and her co-star, Cary Grant. Hitchcock utilized the stunning locations and her elegance to create a visually sumptuous film that audiences flocked to see. Hitchcock praised Grace's acting, saying, "She's the only actress I've worked with who has a complete understanding of the frame." This high praise from the notoriously perfectionist director spoke volumes about her technical skill and screen presence. Hitchcock would later admit that Grace was his favorite actress to work with, citing her intelligence and ability to take direction. During the Cannes Film Festival in May 1955, Grace met Prince Rainier III of Monaco. The meeting, arranged by Olivia de Havilland, lasted only 15 minutes, but would change the course of her life. She was in Cannes to promote To Catch a Thief and represent the U.S. delegation at the festival. The brief encounter with Rainier was initially seen as nothing more than a photo opportunity. In December, Rainier visited the U.S. on a tour to bolster American support for his small principality. He reconnected with Grace in Philadelphia, where he was a guest at the Kelly family home. After just 3 days, Rainier proposed to her with a Cartier engagement ring featuring a 10.47-carat emerald-cut diamond. The whirlwind romance caught the public's imagination, with newspapers dubbing it a real-life fairy tale. MGM, seeing a publicity opportunity, agreed to pay the $2 million dowry demanded by Monaco. They also negotiated to film the wedding, resulting in the documentary The Wedding in Monaco. This savvy move by the studio turned what could have been a loss, Grace leaving acting, into a publicity coup. Her last film, High Society, wrapped in January 1956. A musical remake of The Philadelphia Story, it co-starred Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra. The film would gross $13 million, becoming her highest-grossing picture. It was a bittersweet experience for her, knowing it would be her final Hollywood role. On April 18, 1956, Grace Kelly married Prince Rainier in a lavish ceremony watched by an estimated 30 million television viewers. The event was dubbed the Wedding of the Century by the press. Monaco declared a national holiday, and the celebration lasted for 2 days. The wedding required 2 ceremonies, a civil ceremony on April 18th and a religious one on April 19th. Grace's wedding dress, designed by Helen Rose of MGM, used 25 yards of silk taffeta and 100 yards of silk net. The dress took 30 seamstresses 6 weeks to complete and has since inspired countless bridal gowns, including that of Kate Middleton. After the wedding, Grace retired from acting at age 26. She had made only 11 films in her 7-year career, but her impact on cinema was undeniable. Her decision to leave Hollywood at the height of her fame was shocking to many, with some predicting she would eventually return to acting. In her final press conference as an actress, she stated, "I'm not leaving Hollywood. I'm simply going to a new kind of acting." This cryptic statement left the door open for speculation about her future involvement in the arts. As Princess of Monaco, she focused on charity work and cultural initiatives. She established the Princess Grace Foundation to support local artisans and artists. Grace also worked to modernize Monaco's constitution and economy, helping to transform the principality from a sleepy tax haven to a modern state. Despite her new role, Grace never completely left the world of entertainment. She narrated documentary films, gave poetry readings, and even considered a return to acting in 1977 for Hitchcock's The Short Night. However, public opinion in Monaco against their princess returning to acting ultimately led her to decline the role.
Hollywood has seen many stars, but there are some that are just unforgettable. Lonnie Anderson, the sensational TV star who made waves in the 70s, is a clear example of a Hollywood star who is both irreplaceable and unforgettable. From 1966 to date, Lonnie has shown the world what it means to be a phenomenal actress. Over the years, she has risen above the storms of life and etched her name in the history of Hollywood. She may be in her 70s right now, but she looks nothing like her age, and it may surprise you to know that she is still acting. This gorgeous and talented actress has led a life that is worth emulating, and these mind-blowing facts about her will surely leave you shocked and inspired at the same time. Why she decided to teach. In the 70s and 80s, Lonnie was living the life of a superstar, and she was loving it. However, most people don't know what her life looked like before the fame. In her early 20s, she made certain decisions that left her on the brink of poverty, and she had no choice but to take on certain jobs to support herself and her baby. See, Lonnie Anderson has always been one to turn lemons into lemonades, and her attitude towards a broken marriage was not any different. Before she got famous, the actress was living a normal life. Sure, she had the makings of a superstar, but she had not caught the acting bug yet. So her focus at the time was building a family with a man she had fallen in love with, Bruce Hasselberg. The couple later welcomed a beautiful daughter, but things quickly went sour. Their marriage ended in a divorce before Lonnie even turned 21, and she was left to fend for herself and her baby. This was one of the most trying times in Lonnie's life, especially because she didn't plan on ending up alone at such a young age with such a huge responsibility. However, instead of running away from her problems, she decides to face the situation head-on. Lonnie made up her mind to do everything in her power to fend for her child, even if it meant taking on a teaching job. Sure, she was young, but she was also determined to build a better life for herself. The marriage may have ended, but she soon realized that she had her whole life ahead of her and she had the power to transform her life. So she took on a teaching position and poured her heart into it. As she was teaching, she also used the opportunity to complete college, knowing well that being educated will open more doors for her in future. Soon enough, she was able to earn enough to take care of herself and provide her daughter's basic needs. This phase of her life is not one that a lot of people know about, but it surely contributed to making her the resilient person she is known as today. Since then, Lonnie has taken every challenge that life has thrown her way and turned it around for her good. She is truly a fighter, and success is never far from people like her. More than a sex symbol. In an industry where beauty is an acceptable currency, Lonnie wanted to offer more than just beauty. The world saw her as a sex symbol, but she wanted more for herself. There is no denying that Lonnie Anderson was on top of the world in the peak years of her career, and her looks contributed greatly to her success. Her timeless beauty possessed an ethereal allure with her cascading golden locks, sparkling azure eyes that mirrored the vast skies of admiration, and a captivating smile that could light up the darkest rooms. Her curvaceous silhouette and graceful demeanor enchanted audiences and made it easy for her to stay relevant at a time when physical attractiveness was in high demand in the industry. When her star began to rise, people fell in love with her for a lot of reasons. Some loved her acting skills, while others fell in love with her looks. Her presence on screens reminded people of the likes of Jane Mansfield and Marilyn Monroe, and as much as she loved being associated with those names, there was a part of her that wanted more. Being seen as a sex symbol got her a lot of fame and attention, but she knew that she had more to offer, so she decided to do everything in her power to show her fans that her skills were mind-blowing. As her career progressed, she started working towards becoming a more versatile actress and being loved for more than just her physical looks. With every role she took on, she strategically showcased her diverse skills and made career decisions that allowed her to show the world what she was capable of. Unlike a lot of actresses who were not able to break free from the sex symbol tag, Lonnie strategically worked on her career until people began to see beyond her looks and endowed body. These days, when her name is mentioned in a room, people remember her as the phenomenal actress who embodied diverse roles and gave her fans performances they will never forget. It is impossible to refer to her as just a sex symbol because she has made it clear to the world that she is way more than that. She is a versatile actress who can transform herself into different characters in different genres. From drama to comedy and many more genres, Lonnie Anderson has been unstoppable over the years. You would agree that it takes a certain level of stubbornness and persistence for a celebrity to change the image that people have of them. Lonnie Anderson stopped at nothing till she became the actress that she dreamed of becoming, and her tenacity inspires several women till date. Bold advocate. When she came into the industry, it wasn't just about the glitz and glam for her. She had her eyes set on more. She wasn't just here to be a famous actress. She wanted to be a trailblazer, a force to be reckoned with in the industry. One look at Lonnie Anderson's career exploits, and one can tell that the actress has always been determined to empower women and speak up when she felt like women were treated unfairly. She was not just your average Hollywood starlet, but a fierce advocate for equal opportunities and a champion for women everywhere. From the pinnacle of her career to the present day, she's been on a relentless mission to support and uplift her fellow women. It's like she took a superhero oath to fight for equality, and boy, did she deliver. There is no denying that unequal pay has been the thorn in the side of the entertainment industry for ages. But when Lonnie Anderson strolled in, she wasn't having any of it. She rolled up her sleeves, fixed her gaze on the inequality bullseye, and declared war. Lonnie became a trailblazer in demanding equal pay, making waves as one of the first female celebs to throw down the gauntlet on WKRP in Cincinnati. In a world where the pay gap was as wide as the Grand Canyon, Lonnie stood tall and said, "Enough is enough." But she didn't just stop at demanding equal pay. She became a beacon of empowerment for women everywhere. Her actions echoed louder than any script she ever delivered. Lonnie Anderson wasn't just another actress. She was a fierce advocate for change, a catalyst for a shift in the status quo. Fast forward to today, and Lonnie's legacy is etched in the annals of Hollywood. She's not just a name on the Walk of Fame, she's a symbol of resilience, a reminder that one person can spark a revolution. In a world where inequality still rears its ugly head, Lonnie Anderson, her life shows what happens when a woman possesses the power of determination, when a woman refuses to let the spotlight dim the fire within her. She raises awareness for cancer research and COPD. If there is someone who believes that her voice makes a difference, it's Lonnie Anderson. Over the years, the actress has spoken boldly and supported causes that matter to her regardless of what people have said. Clearly, there's so much more to this lady than meets the eye. Not many people know this about the actress, but Lonnie, the powerhouse herself, boldly stepped into the ring against breast cancer, and she beat it. Yep, she didn't just beat it, she gave it a knockout punch. But instead of just sipping margaritas by the beach after her victory, she decided to dive headfirst into the world of advocacy. This incredible woman raised her voice like a rock star for cancer research. She became a beacon of hope, shining a light on the importance of awareness. And let's not forget the cold, hard cash needed to fund the research that can save lives. She selflessly donated to this cause. She would have easily used the money to acquire luxurious items for herself, just like a lot of celebrities do. But she decided that it was better to put her funds into a project that would better the lives of others and help people that have cancer. Knowing that she was contributing to cancer research gave her a sense of fulfillment and purpose. Interestingly, Lonnie Anderson didn't stop at just one fight. Nope, she grabbed the mic again, this time for COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Why, you ask? Well, it turns out her parents were in a serious relationship with cigarettes, and it affected their health so much that they ended up with COPD. Lonnie saw the toll it took on her family, and she made up her mind not to let others go through what her folks endured. It's safe to say that Lonnie Anderson is the unsung hero fighting battles off-screen, using her voice not just to entertain but to make a real difference in the world. Whether it's cancer or COPD, she's there, a fierce advocate with a heart as big as Hollywood. She's proving that a glamorous Hollywood life can come with a side of meaningful impact. Resilient through the storms. Now, we've all heard tales of celebrities who crumble under the weight of fame, but not Lonnie. She's got a determination and perseverance that could give anyone in the entertainment industry a run for their money. The road she's traveled has been anything but smooth, marked by challenges and a fair share of highly publicized, tumultuous relationships that had the tabloids working overtime. One of the most challenging phases of her life was her high-profile marriage to Reynolds in 1988. It started off like a Hollywood fairy tale, blissful moments, an adopted son named Quentin, but the script quickly flipped. The fairy tale turned into a roller coaster hurtling towards a nasty divorce in 1993 that left both stars with their reputations hanging by a thread. And you know what the beautiful thing is? Despite the relentless scrutiny and public fallout, Lonnie Anderson didn't crumble. Nope, not her. She found a way to rise above it all, navigating through the stormy seas of tabloid chaos with an admirable grace. Imagine the headlines, the whispers, the judgment. It's enough to shake anyone to their core, but not Lonnie. She stood tall, weathering the storms of tumultuous marriages and personal problems with a resilience that's truly awe-inspiring. Her career may have faced some turbulence along the way, but she emerged from the chaos with her spirit unbroken. She is like an unsinkable ship sailing through the unpredictable waters of fame, through marriages that made headlines and personal struggles that would make anyone falter. She not only endured, but triumphed. In a town where the spotlight can burn, Lonnie's resilience shines like a beacon, proving that sometimes the most beautiful stars are the ones that withstand the toughest storms. This Hollywood legend has shown us the true meaning of grace under pressure. She spread her wings. Many people know Lonnie as an actress, but not many people know that this sensational actress has also worked as a producer. From the very beginning of her career, Lonnie made a conscious effort to stand out. In a town where everyone's vying for the spotlight, she found her own spotlight and shone brilliantly. It wasn't just about the looks or the charisma. It was about that extra something that made Lonnie uniquely herself. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Lonnie Anderson wasn't content with just being in front of the camera. No, she decided to spread her wings and venture into the world of production. Now that takes guts. Imagine stepping out of the comfort zone of being a celebrated actress to take charge behind the scenes. One of her notable ventures into production was the TV movie White Hot: The Mysterious Murder of Thelma Todd, where she not only starred, but also wore the producer's hat. It's one thing to take on a challenging role, but it's a whole different ballgame to oversee the entire production. Yet, Lonnie wasn't one to shy away from challenges. She embraced them. But Lonnie Anderson didn't stop there. She went on to produce another TV movie titled Sorry, Wrong Number, showcasing not only her acting prowess, but also her knack for bringing compelling stories to the screen. It's a bold move to invest not just your talent, but your time and resources into creating your own works. And that's exactly what Lonnie did. And let's not forget her foray into sitcom production with Easy Street. It's like she said, "Why settle for just one role when I can wear multiple hats?" She took charge, made decisions, and brought her creative vision to life. Lonnie Anderson didn't just follow the Hollywood script, she wrote her own. From captivating audiences as an actress to making waves as a producer, she's proven that true greatness lies in the courage to stand out and take charge. This Hollywood icon is not just a star on the screen, but a force behind it, rewriting the rules and leaving her mark in the industry. Staying relevant in the industry. A lot of people believe that when an actress gets older, it becomes difficult for such an actress to survive in the industry. This is because younger actresses are usually prioritized when it comes to acting opportunities, but Lonnie's story has been different over the years, and at over 78 years young, Lonnie is still very much a force to be reckoned with in the entertainment industry. Now, that's not just impressive, it's downright inspiring. She hasn't let age become a roadblock. Instead, she's turned it into a stepping stone to showcase that talent knows no expiration date. While others might be contemplating retirement, Lonnie remains an active and vibrant presence in the industry. She has refused to slow down because there's still so much to explore and share. Her commitment to her craft is nothing short of admirable. What's even more remarkable is that she's not just sitting pretty, she's diving headfirst into various projects. Television appearances? Check. Charity events? Absolutely. Lonnie Anderson isn't just relevant. She's an integral part of the entertainment landscape, proving that age is but a number. Interestingly, she's slated to feature in a Lifetime film, Ladies of the 80s, A Diva's Christmas. Lonnie isn't just making appearances, she's securing leading roles and keeping the audience hooked with her undeniable charm and talent. In a world that often dismisses seasoned actresses, Lonnie Anderson is a beacon of resilience and tenacity. She's showing the industry and the world that there's so much more to offer beyond the stereotypes associated with age. Every day that passes by, she proves that staying relevant isn't about fighting against time, but dancing with it, embracing every chapter of life, and showing that the spotlight belongs to those who continue to shine, no matter how many candles are on their birthday cake. The selfless philanthropist. You know, Lonnie Anderson isn't just a fantastic actress, she's got a heart of gold too. One mind-blowing fact about her is that she's been making a real impact through her philanthropic endeavors. It's not just about the glitz and glamour of Hollywood for her. She's dedicated to making a positive difference. One shining example of her commitment is the Celebrity Recognition Award she received from the American Cancer Society. Now picture this, Lonnie, not just gracing our screens with her talent, but also being recognized for her efforts in the fight against cancer. This award isn't just a shiny trophy, it represents the tireless work she's put into supporting cancer-related causes. It's like a big thumbs up from the universe, acknowledging her significant contributions. You can almost see her not just as a TV icon, but as a real-life hero, standing up for something bigger than herself. And it doesn't stop there. Lonnie's involvement in philanthropy goes beyond awards and recognition. She's actively working to make the world a better place, showing that kindness is just as glamorous as any Hollywood premiere. It's like she's using her fame not just to shine in the spotlight, but also to shine a light on important causes. Lonnie Anderson is not just a talented actress, but also a compassionate soul making waves in the world of philanthropy. It's a side of her that adds an extra layer of awe and admiration to the person we see on our screens. And who knows, maybe she's inspiring others to take up the mantle of doing good in their own way. Lonnie is not just entertaining us, but also for making the world a better place, one award and one act of kindness at a time. She was honored in a special way. In 1986, Lonnie Anderson, the actress we all know and love, got the Hollywood treatment. No, not another blockbuster movie. Something even more iconic. She got her very own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now, imagine strolling down that legendary sidewalk, surrounded by the glitz and glamour of Tinseltown. As you walk, you spot Lonnie's star shining brightly among the countless others. It's like a glittering constellation in the concrete jungle of Hollywood, and she earned her place there. This prestigious honor showed her outstanding contributions to the entertainment industry. It's not just about being a talented actress, it's about leaving an indelible mark that stands the test of time, and Lonnie did just that. So that star isn't just a piece of sidewalk bling, it's a symbol of a career that's captured our hearts and stood out in the vast landscape of showbiz. It's like a permanent applause for all those unforgettable moments she shared with us on screen. Getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is like etching your name in the history of Hollywood, and Lonnie Anderson did it in style. Her career has spanned for over 7 decades. Imagine the entertainment industry as a glamorous, high-stakes arena where dreams are chased and hearts are broken. Many aspire to enter, but only a few make it through the audition room, and even fewer manage to stay relevant for decades. Lonnie Anderson? Well, she's one of those few who not only entered the scene, but left a remarkable legacy, carving a path that's lasted over 7 decades. To survive and thrive in the entertainment industry is like navigating a roller coaster of highs and lows, and Lonnie's career is the embodiment of this wild ride. It's not just about talent, it's about the tenacity to weather the storms, the patience to endure the slow climbs, and the courage to keep pushing forward when the spotlight seems a distant dream. Think about it, she didn't just burst onto the scene and disappear after a brief moment of fame. Nope. When the going got tough, Lonnie kept on pushing. Whether it was the early days when her career was taking baby steps or the pinnacle of her fame, she demonstrated an unparalleled determination to not just survive but thrive. And here's the beauty of it, she didn't just rest on her laurels once she hit the big time. Instead, she used her newfound fame to develop the skills and character traits necessary to sustain her position in the industry. It's like she turned every challenge into an opportunity for growth, evolving with the industry and staying relevant through the ever-changing tides of showbiz. Lonnie Anderson's career is not just a resume, it's a saga of passion, persistence, and an unwavering commitment to the craft. It's safe to say that she's a living legend. Picture this. Rome, 1960, a stunning Swedish actress wades into the Trevi Fountain and overnight becomes an international sensation. But what if I told you that Anita Ekberg, the unforgettable star of La Dolce Vita, had a life that was far more scandalous and complex than any movie script, from beauty pageant controversies to Hollywood scandals, financial ruin, and unpublished memoirs that promised to blow the lid off Hollywood's best-kept secrets? Anita Ekberg's life was a roller coaster you'll have trouble to believe. Stick around because in this video, we're diving deep into the untold story of Anita Ekberg, a tale so captivating it outshines even her most iconic roles. The Miss Universe controversy. Anita Ekberg's rise to fame was anything but ordinary. In 1951, at the age of 20, she represented Sweden in the Miss Universe pageant. While she didn't win the crown, she captured something far more valuable: international attention. But her participation was not without controversy. Rumors swirled that her measurements had been exaggerated to boost her chances, a scandal that made headlines worldwide. The controversy didn't hurt her. In fact, it did the opposite. Hollywood came calling, and soon she was on a plane to the United States, armed with a movie contract. But the Miss Universe scandal followed her. Critics and the public alike questioned her talent, reducing her to a mere beauty queen with inflated measurements. Anita had to fight to be taken seriously as an actress, a battle that would define the early years of her career in Hollywood. It was a rocky start, but one that she navigated with a mix of grace and grit, setting the stage for the iconic roles that would later define her legacy. The La Dolce Vita phenomenon. If there's one role that defines Anita Ekberg's career, it's her portrayal of Sylvia in Federico Fellini's 1960 masterpiece La Dolce Vita. The film was a sensation, but it also ignited a firestorm of controversy. Anita's sensual performance, especially her famous scene in the Trevi Fountain, was considered scandalous at the time. The Vatican even denounced the film, adding fuel to the fire. But the controversies didn't stop at the screen. Rumors circulated about her relationship with Fellini, adding a layer of intrigue to an already sensational story. Was their chemistry purely professional, or was there something more? Anita never confirmed nor denied the rumors, keeping the public guessing for years. The role catapulted her to international stardom, but it also typecast her as the voluptuous temptress, a label she struggled to shake off throughout her career. Despite the challenges, La Dolce Vita remains a defining moment in her life, a role that brought her fame but also a fair share of infamy. Prepare to be shocked as we dive deep into Anita Ekberg's relationships with Hollywood's most powerful figures. Was she truly the seductress the tabloids claimed? Or is there a hidden narrative waiting to be uncovered? Hollywood scandals. Anita Ekberg's Hollywood journey was a roller coaster of highs and lows. marked by relationships that were as headline-grabbing as her film roles. One of the most sensational was her involvement with Frank Sinatra. Sinatra, known for his own tumultuous love life, met Anita on the set of Hollywood or Bust in 1956. Their chemistry was electric, but the relationship was volatile. Public arguments, including a notorious incident at a Hollywood party where Sinatra reportedly threw a champagne bottle in frustration, kept the gossip columns busy. The relationship fizzled out, but the drama left an indelible mark on both their reputations. But Sinatra was just the tip of the iceberg. Anita was also linked to other Hollywood heavyweights like Tyrone Power and Yul Brynner. Her relationship with Power was particularly scandalous due to his being married at the time. The affair was an open secret in Hollywood circles and added to her reputation as a femme fatale. Anita's love life wasn't her only source of controversy. She had a knack for getting into public feuds with other Hollywood personalities. One such feud was with Sophia Loren, another European actress who had found fame in Hollywood. The two were often pitted against each other by the media, and tensions reached a boiling point when they both were cast in the epic film War and Peace in 1956. On-set clashes and snide comments to the press made it clear that there was no love lost between them. Her professional life was equally fraught. During the filming of 4 for Texas in 1963, Anita had a falling out with co-star Ursula Andress. The tension was so palpable that it was reported director Robert Aldrich had to intervene to keep the peace. Anita's reputation for being difficult to work with grew, impacting her ability to land roles in major films. Adding another layer of complexity was her rumored involvement with the notorious Rat Pack, a group of entertainers known for their wild parties and alleged connections to organized crime. While Anita was never officially a member, her relationships with Sinatra and other Rat Pack affiliates like Dean Martin led to speculation that she was involved in some of their more nefarious activities. These rumors, although never substantiated, added a layer of intrigue and danger to her public persona. Anita Ekberg's Hollywood years were a whirlwind of romance, rivalry, and rumor. Her life off-screen was as dramatic and complex as any role she ever played, filled with relationships and controversies that both fascinated and scandalized the public. It's a chapter of her life that offers a window into the glamour and grit of Hollywood's golden age, a period marked by excess, excitement, and the ever-present glare of the public eye. The mysterious lawsuit with Rick Van Nutter. In the early 1960s, Anita Ekberg found herself embroiled in a legal battle that added another layer of scandal to her already controversial life. She was married to actor Rick Van Nutter, best known for his role in the James Bond film Thunderball. While the details remain sketchy, the marriage ended in a mysterious lawsuit that was settled out of court. The lawsuit was shrouded in secrecy, but it was enough to make headlines. Speculation ran rampant. Was it a financial dispute, given Anita's well-known monetary troubles, or was it something more personal, perhaps related to Van Nutter's rumored infidelities or Anita's own complicated love life? The public was left to guess, as neither party spoke publicly about the lawsuit. What made the lawsuit even more intriguing was its timing. It came at a point when both Anita and Van Nutter were struggling professionally, adding an element of desperation to the proceedings. The lawsuit and subsequent divorce took an emotional toll on Anita, who briefly retreated from the public eye afterward. Though the lawsuit was eventually settled, it left a cloud of mystery that never fully lifted. To this day, the details remain locked away, adding yet another enigmatic chapter to Anita Ekberg's tumultuous Hollywood saga. Are you ready to delve into the financial roller coaster that was Anita Ekberg's life, a tale so unbelievable it could be a Hollywood script in itself? Financial troubles. Anita Ekberg's life was a paradox. She was a global icon who found herself in financial ruin. By the late 1980s, the actress who had once commanded hefty paychecks for her roles found herself facing bankruptcy. The reasons were manifold: poor financial management, a series of failed investments, and costly legal battles that drained her resources. One of the most significant financial setbacks came in the form of a legal dispute with her former manager, who she accused of embezzlement. The case dragged on for years, consuming not only her finances but also her emotional well-being. Despite winning the case, the legal fees left her in a precarious financial state. Adding to her woes was a devastating house fire in 1997 at her villa in Italy, which destroyed valuable memorabilia from her career. The insurance payout was insufficient to cover the damages, plunging her further into debt. By the early 2000s, Anita was living in a care home in Italy, supported by financial contributions from fans and friends. It was a humbling end for a woman who had once been the epitome of glamour and success. Yet, even in her financial decline, Anita remained a dignified figure, rarely speaking publicly about her struggles. Did Anita Ekberg really choose to live her final years in Italy to escape the public eye, or were there darker forces at play? The paparazzi showdown in Rome. In 1960, Anita Ekberg had a highly publicized altercation with paparazzi in Rome, an event that shocked the public and made headlines around the world. Frustrated by the constant invasion of her privacy, Anita took matters into her own hands in a dramatic fashion. Armed with a bow and arrows, she confronted photographers who were trying to take pictures of her at her villa. The incident escalated when she fired an arrow, narrowly missing one of the paparazzi. The event was widely covered in the media and added to her reputation as a tempestuous and unpredictable figure. It also sparked a debate about the ethics of paparazzi culture, which was gaining momentum during that period. The incident was so iconic that it was later referenced in Federico Fellini's film La Dolce Vita, in which Anita starred. This showdown with the paparazzi became a defining moment in her public persona, encapsulating the tension between her as a global icon and her desire for personal privacy. It also highlighted the darker side of fame, illustrating the lengths to which she had to go to defend her personal boundaries. The reclusive years in Italy. Anita Ekberg's decision to retreat to Italy in her later years was as mysterious as it was intriguing. She had always had a love affair with the country ever since her iconic role in La Dolce Vita, but her move was more than just a nostalgic return. Rumors circulated that Anita chose Italy to escape the prying eyes of Hollywood and the media, but there were also whispers of darker reasons. One such rumor was her alleged involvement with the Italian underworld, a claim that was never substantiated but added a layer of mystery to her reclusive life. Another speculation was her estrangement from her family in Sweden, which some claimed was the reason she sought solitude in Italy. Despite the rumors, Anita lived a relatively quiet life, far removed from the scandals and controversies that had once defined her. She was rarely seen in public and granted interviews even less frequently. Her secluded lifestyle fueled further speculations, including rumors about her health and well-being. Anita Ekberg passed away in 2015, but the enigma surrounding her final years remains. She left behind more questions than answers, adding another layer of complexity to her already multifaceted life. But wait, because we're about to explore the mystery of Anita Ekberg's unpublished memoirs. What secrets did she take to her grave? The unpublished memoirs. Anita Ekberg was a woman of many secrets, and perhaps the most tantalizing of them all are her unpublished memoirs. For years, it was rumored that Anita had been working on an autobiography that promised to reveal the inner workings of Hollywood, including scandals, affairs, and the dark underbelly of fame. But despite the buzz, the memoirs were never published. Why? The theories are endless. Some say that the manuscript was too controversial, filled with revelations that could tarnish the reputations of Hollywood's elite. Others speculate that Anita herself chose not to publish it, fearing the impact it could have on her own legacy. There are even rumors that the manuscript was destroyed in the 1997 fire at her Italian villa, lost forever to history. Whatever the reason, the absence of her memoirs leaves a gaping hole in our understanding of both Anita Ekberg and Hollywood's golden age. It's a missing puzzle piece in the enigmatic life of a woman who was as complex as she was captivating. She was one of the queens of classic Hollywood and received several awards and nominations during her peak. Known for her incredible talent and ageless beauty and grace, Cybill Shepherd has made quite a name for herself. But behind the dazzling smile and the star-studded career lies a secret, a truth she's kept hidden from the flashing lights of the cameras and the prying eyes of the public. What could a celebrity of her stature possibly want to keep under wraps? The answer lies in a series of events, choices, and moments that paint a picture very different from the one we see on the silver screen. From peak fame to personal battles, Shepherd's story is more than just tabloid fodder. It's a saga that questions the very nature of celebrity privacy. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear is something Cybill Shepherd doesn't want you to know. She had an affair with a married man. Earlier on in her life, Cybill met a man named Peter Bogdanovich. He was a director, producer, and an asset in the Hollywood industry, but somehow the unlikely couple fell in love and had an affair, even when Peter was married with 2 children. But that's not all. According to a Juicy People article from May 1974, Bogdanovich made quite the exit from his previous life with his wife, Patty Platt, and their 2 kids, all in the name of love for Shepherd. At the time of this cinematic love affair, they were living the high life in a lavish Bel Air mansion, the kind dreams are made of. But let's rewind to the awkward beginnings of this Hollywood romance. How exactly did it start? Well, Bogdanovich, in his recollection, paints a vivid picture of their first encounter. Shepherd was perched on the floor, seeming a bit nonchalant. When the director probed about her activities, she casually dropped the bomb that she was in college and had a soft spot for reading. But here's where it gets interesting. Dostoevsky, the heavyweight of Russian literature, was Shepherd's proclaimed favorite author. Yet when Bogdanovich dug deeper and asked which specific book stole her heart, Shepherd stumbled in her response. Red flags, right? But Bogdanovich, ever the perceptive storyteller, sensed a casually destructive quality about her. Despite the enigmatic aura, Shepherd found her way into his film, and their connection started brewing like a Hollywood plot twist. Despite their apparent bliss, the duo waved off any notions of marriage. When he was asked about their relationship and why he's not deciding to marry Cybill, Bogdanovich, with a dash of dismissiveness, said, "That is a chilling thought. Does she look like Mrs. Bogdanovich?" While this came off as an innocent remark, some say it was an indirect insult to Cybill, as it suggested that she was only good enough to be a mistress, never a wife. She couldn't marry right. Cybill Shepherd's journey down the aisle has been a bit of a roller coaster, marked by several marriages that captured the public's attention. Let's take a stroll down the matrimonial memory lane. It all started in a Memphis nightclub where Cybill Shepherd and David Ford's worlds collided in a whirlwind of music and attraction. They were like magnets, drawn together from the get-go. Ford, a guide into the enchanting realm of blues music, sparked a fire in Shepherd's heart for the stage. As their love story unfolded, so did Shepherd's newfound passion for performing. However, every love story has its plot twists. In a candid chat with The Guardian, Shepherd dropped a bombshell, revealing that her bluesy love journey hit a sour note. According to her, Ford Strayed, betraying the trust she had invested in their relationship. The couple called it quits in 1982. The reason for their divorce? Well, they cited irreconcilable differences, and as you can imagine, the divorce wasn't a walk in the park for Cybill. Fast forward to the divorce drama, and the dollars started flowing, $15,000 to be precise, landing in Ford's pocket as part of the settlement. Meanwhile, Shepherd clutched the reins of motherhood, securing custody of their daughter. It was a bittersweet finale to a chapter that started with harmonious melodies, but ended on a dissonant chord. In the aftermath, Shepherd didn't hold back in interviews. Speaking to the Washington Post, she painted a vivid picture of her ex, suggesting that Ford lacked seriousness and passion for pretty much everything. It was a tale of love, loss, and a splash of bluesy betrayal that left Shepherd singing a new tune as she ventured into the next chapter of her life. She was in emotional ruin because somewhere in her heart she had thought David was the one, and she once loved him with all of her heart. As a matter of fact, the couple had a child together, a beautiful girl named Clementine. Cybill saw no end to this new misery she had plunged herself into. The end of any marriage is no easy ordeal for anyone, but she later found the courage to open up about the pain and heartbreak, and the reactions she got from the public both soothed and confused her at the same time. On one hand, some sympathized with the star's personal struggles, showing love and support any way they could, but on the other hand, some others gobbled up the gossip columns, spreading as many rumors as they could about why the marriage ended. But even beyond all of these, anyone would think that Cybill's career would suffer. However, the divorce didn't spell doom for her career. If anything, it added a layer of relatability to her public persona, showcasing the real person behind the Hollywood glamour. Although, in the end, some argue that her career seemed to skyrocket and maybe marry, and this time, stay with the person forever. Little did she know that soon enough her wish would come true, or will it? Just about 5 years later, Cybill found love again, and she eventually tied the knot with Bruce Oppenheim, a successful chiropractor. For the first time in a long time, Cybill felt butterflies again and felt what it was like to be loved for who she was. This time, she was sure she had corrected her mistake with her ex-husband and had found the perfect man. Sadly, fate had other plans, as just 3 years later, in 1990, the couple got divorced, giving their beautiful one-year-old twins, Ariel and Zachariah, a broken home. Once more, the public got a front-row seat to the ups and downs of a celebrity marriage. This time around, the media buzz was a bit more frenzied, perhaps fueled by the high-profile nature of both parties. The marriage was the second for both Cybill and Bruce, so it got more attention. However, Cybill weathered the storm with resilience. She felt horrible about it, and the fact that she had had 2 husbands in less than a decade bothered her. Some reports say that she began to feel unworthy of love and tried to distract herself with her career. But unfortunately, it was a lot harder this time because Bruce seemed to be more upset about the divorce than she was, and as a result, he appeared to shut her off completely, leaving her to raise their kids alone and balance a thriving career at the same time. When talking about her pain, Cybill said, "I'm hoping that at some point I'll be able to talk to him and he'll be able to get over his anger about the divorce to be able to talk about what's best for the children." The public's opinion this time was less than friendly compared to the last time. The perception of Cybill began to morph into one that painted her as a problematic and difficult woman to love and live with as a result of the multiple divorces she has been through. However, Cybill decided that this time she was not going to jump into another relationship. This time she would take things slow and be absolutely sure before she ever got married again. As a matter of fact, she even began to consider never getting married again. This was her mindset until 9 years later, in the year 1999, love got a hold of her, and this time with a man named Andrei Nikolaevich. The taxi driver sensation hit the world with a love bomb by announcing her engagement to Andrei Nikolaevich, a former jeweler who's now rocking the title of psychologist. In a Broadway-worthy reveal to the New York Daily News, the actress spilled the beans while basking in the limelight of her role in The Best Man. With a twinkle in her eye, she exclaimed, "I'm engaged!" And if that wasn't enough to set the town buzzing, she dropped the interesting twist on her fiancé's impressive career switch. He used to be a jeweler, but he made a transition and became a psychologist. Nikolaevich is clearly a man of diverse talents. In a plot twist no one saw coming, Shepherd confessed, "I never thought I'd get married again." But love, as they say, has its own script, and Shepherd and Nikolaevich are about to embark on a new chapter of their love story. However, the ghost of her past keeps haunting her through the media, as she married the wrong man twice before and has grown-up children to prove it who do not have a present father. It is a mistake she made, and she would sadly pay for the rest of her life. She struggled with weight and body image. In the raw and unfiltered pages of Cybill Disobedience, Cybill Shepherd lays bare the intricate trajectory of her life, revealing a landscape marked by personal struggles, the kind that most often remains concealed beneath the glittering surface of the entertainment industry. Weight and body image become focal points in Shepherd's narrative, unraveling a deeply personal battle that transcends the superficiality of Hollywood standards. In a culture obsessed with appearances, Shepherd confronts the demons that lurk in the shadows of fame. The book becomes a mirror reflecting the harsh scrutiny she faced, the whispers that echoed in the corridors of showbiz, and the relentless pressure to conform to an unrealistic ideal. The chapters on body image don't romanticize the struggle. Instead, Shepherd paints a vivid picture of the challenges she faced, of feeling scrutinized and judged, of navigating a world that often measured her worth by external standards. She suffered sexual harassment. A little into her career, Cybill Shepherd stepped into the spotlight to share some terrible and difficult news, shedding light on her unsettling encounter with the once mighty studio head, Leslie Moonves. On The Michelle Collins Show, Shepherd peeled back the layers of an industry rife with power dynamics and exposed the personal toll it took on her career. The actress disclosed a disturbing incident during a dinner with Moonves, where the conversation took an uncomfortably intimate turn. Moonves, a figure wielding significant influence, allegedly propositioned Shepherd for inappropriate intimate relations, revealing intimate details about his personal life in the process. Shepherd, the star of her own popular series at the time, recounts Moonves expressing dissatisfaction with his wife and a mistress, leading to the inappropriate suggestion of taking her home. With a steely resolve, Shepherd declined the advances and insisted that she would take her own car home when he requested to drop her off. She had her own car parked outside, safeguarded by an off-duty LAPD officer. But little did she know that the director didn't take kindly to her rejection. Shepherd's show, which had been riding the waves of popularity, faced an abrupt cancellation. The actress connects the dots, attributing the sudden downfall of her series to her rejection of Moonves' advances. It was then that she voiced out, but her allegation that placed her among a growing chorus of women accusing the studio head of using his power to silence those who rebuffed his advances. She was not alone. Leslie Moonves found himself at the epicenter of a storm, facing allegations of inappropriate misconduct that have reverberated throughout the industry. The cascade of accusations against him has prompted a wider investigation into a potential culture of misconduct at CBS, underscoring the broader implications of such behavior within powerful institutions. She dated Elvis Presley. In a throwback that takes us deep into the annals of Hollywood history, Cybill Shepherd, the luminary of the 70s silver screen, peels back the layers of time to reveal a chapter from her past, one intertwined with the king of rock and roll himself, Elvis Presley. She was only a budding actress at the time, catapulted to stardom with breakthrough roles in iconic films like The Last Picture Show and The Heartbreak Kid. At just 22, Cybill Shepherd's star was on the rise, and it caught the attention of none other than the legendary Elvis Presley. When the news reached the king that Cybill was in Memphis, he couldn't resist the opportunity to meet her. Their encounter, steeped in the heady mix of fame and allure, led to a romance that left an indelible mark on Cybill's memories. She's been candid about their liaison, not shying away from the intimate details. In an interview, she dropped a bombshell about having taught Elvis one major thing in the area of intimacy, a revelation that sent shockwaves through the echoes of their past. But also, looking back, she felt embarrassed about telling the world something so personal. Yet, like many tales of passion, theirs was not destined to be an enduring saga. The romance that sparked like wildfire dimmed all too soon, overshadowed by the struggles that haunted the king, prescription drug habits that became a chasm between them. Cybill, despite being captivated by the most beautiful man she had ever seen, found herself on a divergent path, one free from the allure of substances. The bedroom where passion and complications collided became a stage for a fleeting love story. Cybill reminisces about Elvis, a man who would enter the room in moments of vulnerability, leaving behind not just his presence but also tokens of affection, drugs, and dazzling emerald and diamond jewelry. It was a relationship painted with contrasts, where the intensity of beauty and fame clashed with the shadows of personal struggles. Financial insecurity. In the roller coaster ride of life, even Hollywood stars like Cybill Shepherd find themselves navigating stormy financial seas. The late 1990s was a time when the world was dialing up the internet on chunky computers, and Cybill was facing a financial tempest. Money, usually a silent backdrop in the world of fame, took center stage. The whispers of financial challenges grew louder, echoing through the glamorous corridors of Hollywood. It was during this tumultuous period that Cybill Shepherd found herself at a crossroads, a junction where she had to confront the harsh reality of financial turmoil. In a move that many would consider a last resort, she made the difficult decision to file for bankruptcy. This wasn't just a blip on the financial radar, it was a seismic event that shook the foundations of her economic stability. Bankruptcy was a word loaded with stigma, and it became a chapter in Cybill's life story, one that demanded not just financial resilience, but emotional strength. Cybill and Bruce Willis's drama. Let's rewind to the set of Moonlighting in the 80s. A time when the TV screens were graced by the chemistry of Cybill Shepherd and Bruce Willis. Amidst the on-screen banter and detective escapades, there brewed a different kind of drama behind the scenes. Reports surfaced not of the harmonious collaboration we often imagine, but of tension that hung in the air like a storm waiting to break. The working relationship between Cybill Shepherd and her co-star Bruce Willis was far from smooth sailing. It was a tale of on-set discord, a feud that simmered beneath the surface of their on-screen camaraderie. As the cameras rolled, capturing the witty exchanges and crime-solving antics, off-camera whispers spoke of a challenging dynamic. The specifics of the feud remained elusive, confined to the closed doors of the set. Yet the tension became an unspoken undercurrent, a palpable energy that altered the narrative of what viewers witnessed on screen. In the real-world script of Moonlighting, the clash between Shepherd and Willis added an unexpected layer of complexity. It wasn't the seamless partnership often portrayed in the entertainment world. Instead, it was a glimpse into the reality that not all co-star relationships are built on camaraderie. The feud was a narrative that, while not stealing the limelight from the show's success, added a certain tension to the backstage drama. In the end, the reports of the feud became a footnote in the history of Moonlighting, a behind-the-scenes saga that colored the era when Shepherd and Willis shared the small screen. It's a reminder that the magic of television doesn't always translate into a harmonious off-screen partnership, and sometimes the tension backstage becomes its own kind of drama, hidden in the shadows of Hollywood's bright lights. Projects that basically failed. One notable project that faced the scrutiny of public reception was the film Daisy Miller in 1974, directed by Peter Bogdanovich. Despite the cinematic pedigree of both Shepherd and Bogdanovich, the film encountered a lukewarm response from critics. The adaptation of Henry James's novel was met with mixed reviews, and while Shepherd's performance garnered praise for its charm and grace, the overall reception of the film did not set the box office ablaze. The tepid response to Daisy Miller became a note in Shepherd's professional journey. Fast forward to the 90s, and Shepherd found herself at the helm of the sitcom Cybill. The show, which ran from 1995 to 1998, showcased Shepherd's comedic prowess as she portrayed a struggling actress navigating the challenges of Hollywood. While Cybill had its loyal fan base and earned Shepherd a Golden Globe Award, it also faced its share of critical evaluation. Some critics lauded the show for its wit and Shepherd's performance, while others found fault with aspects of the storytelling. The nuanced reception of Cybill added complexity to Shepherd's television legacy. But that wasn't all. The film Martha Inc., the story of Martha Stewart in 2003, marked another chapter in Shepherd's career. Portraying the iconic business magnate Martha Stewart, Shepherd faced the challenge of embodying a larger-than-life figure. The project, however, was met with mixed reviews, with critiques directed toward the portrayal of Stewart and the overall execution of the narrative. The intersection of art and public reception once again played a significant role in shaping the narrative of Shepherd's career. These failures and mixed reactions were terrible for her career. In the grand scheme of Hollywood, where every project contributes to the evolving story of an artist, Shepherd's journey is no exception. The critical reception of certain works, be it films like Daisy Miller, TV shows like Cybill, or biopics like Martha Inc., adds layers to the narrative. Failed music career. In the late 70s, Cybill Shepherd decided to embark on a parallel journey into the world of music, unveiling a dimension of her artistic prowess that extended beyond the silver screen. The year 1979 marked the release of her musical venture, an album titled Vanilla, a departure from the spotlight of Hollywood to the rhythm and melody of the recording studio. Vanilla was a fusion of Shepherd's sultry voice with the musical vibes of the late 70s. The album, a collection of pop and jazz-infused tunes, showcased a different facet of Shepherd's artistic expression. Her vocal stylings, characterized by a smooth and evocative quality, added a layer of complexity to her public persona. However, the reception of Vanilla didn't mirror the resounding success of her acting career. While the album displayed Shepherd's vocal talent, it failed to make significant waves in the music industry. The critical reception was mixed, with some praising the effort and others finding the foray into music less compelling than her established presence on screen. Despite the commercial and critical challenges, Shepherd's venture into music demonstrated her versatility as an artist. The album may not have soared to the top of the charts, but it served as a testament to her willingness to explore different artistic realms. In the aftermath of Vanilla, Shepherd continued her primary focus on acting, and her music career took a back seat. The album remains a snapshot in time, capturing a moment when Shepherd dared to step into the world of music, bringing her unique voice to a different stage. In hindsight, the music career might not have been a meteoric rise, but it adds a colorful note to the symphony of Shepherd's artistic journey. Either way, Cybill Shepherd may not have been perfect, but she has definitely left her mark in Hollywood. In the puzzling world of the 1960s cinema, amidst psychedelic hues and cultural revolutions, emerged a face that would both captivate and mystify the world. Eva Gardner. A Swedish siren whose journey from a small town to the dizzying heights of Hollywood reads like a script from the very films she starred in. It was 1968, the year that reshaped Hollywood, when Eva Gardner, barely 18, stepped into a role that would etch her name in the annals of film history. Candy, a film that flirted with controversy and seduced the era's rebellious spirit, became the vortex that pulled Gardner into a whirlwind of fame. But behind the camera's adoring gaze and the bright lights of stardom lay a path less seen, filled with twists and turns that led to her sudden, almost ghost-like disappearance from the silver screen. As the world moved on, the enigma of Eva Gardner remained. Was she a comet that burned too bright too fast? Or was there more to the story of the girl who became an icon overnight and then, just as quickly, vanished? This is a journey back in time, a search for the untold story of Eva Gardner, the star of Candy, whose life off-screen remained shrouded in mystery. What secrets lie behind her enigmatic smile? What truths wait to be uncovered? Join us as we delve into the unseen side of a star who left more questions than answers in her wake. Unraveling Eva Gardner. In the late 1960s, a young Swedish actress named Eva Gardner captured the imagination of the film world. Born in 1950 in Landskrona, Sweden, Eva's journey to stardom was as rapid as it was remarkable. With her ethereal beauty and captivating screen presence, she quickly became a symbol of the era's cinematic revolution. Ewa's early life in Sweden was far removed from the glamour of Hollywood. Growing up in a small town, she was discovered in her teens and soon found herself thrust into the limelight. Her natural talent and striking looks caught the attention of filmmakers, and it wasn't long before she was on her way to becoming an international sensation. Her rise to fame was meteoric. At just 17, Ewa won the title of Miss Teen Sweden, catapulting her into the public eye. This victory opened doors to the world of cinema, leading her to roles that would define her career. Ewa's allure wasn't just in her physical appearance, it was her ability to convey depth and emotion on screen that set her apart. However, the path to fame is often fraught with challenges. For Ewa, the sudden exposure and the pressures of the industry were overwhelming. The transition from a small-town girl to a sought-after actress in international cinema was a journey filled with excitement, but also with unforeseen difficulties. Ewa Owlin's story is not just one of fame and film. It's a tale of a young woman navigating the complexities of a rapidly changing industry. Her early roles, while not as widely known as her later work, showcased her range and potential. They were the first steps in a career that would see her become an icon of her time. As we unravel the story of Ewa Owlin, we delve into the making of a star. Her ascent in the film industry, marked by both dazzling highs and challenging lows, paints a picture of an era and a talent that left an indelible mark on cinema. Ewa's story is a testament to the allure and the trials of the film world, a world that she both enchanted and was ultimately disillusioned by. The candy controversy. The year 1968 marked a pivotal moment in Ewa Owlin's career with the release of Candy, a film that would become synonymous with her name. Candy, based on the novel by Terry Southern and Mason Hoffenberg, was a satirical take on Voltaire's Candide, reimagined in a psychedelic, sexually charged landscape of the 1960s. Owlin, cast in the titular role, found herself at the center of a cinematic storm that would define her career. The film, directed by Christian Marquand, featured an ensemble cast of renowned actors, including Marlon Brando, Richard Burton, and Ringo Starr. Yet it was Ewa, a relatively unknown Swedish actress, who stole the spotlight. Her portrayal of the naive and beautiful Candy Christian was both lauded and criticized. For some, she embodied the free spirit of the era. For others, her character was a contentious symbol of the sexual revolution. Candy was controversial from the start. Its overt sexual themes and irreverent humor pushed the boundaries of mainstream cinema. The film was a bold exploration of sexuality, power, and the absurdity of societal norms. It was this audacity that made Candy a cult classic, but it also sparked debates and backlash. Critics were polarized, with some praising its daring approach, while others condemned it for its perceived vulgarity. For Ewa Owlin, Candy was both a blessing and a curse. The film catapulted her to international fame, making her a household name overnight. However, the controversy surrounding the film also typecast her, limiting her opportunities to showcase her range as an actress. The role of Candy Christian became a double-edged sword, offering fame but at the cost of artistic freedom. The impact of Candy on Ewa's career was profound. It opened doors to new projects and collaborations, but it also overshadowed her other work. The film's legacy, tied closely to Ewa's own, is a complex one. It stands as a testament to a bold and experimental era in cinema, but also as a reminder of the challenges faced by young actresses thrust into the spotlight. Ewa Owlin's experience with Candy reflects the broader dynamics of the film industry in the 1960s. It was a time of great change and experimentation, but also of controversy and debate. Candy remains a significant, if contentious, part of Ewa's legacy, a film that encapsulates the paradoxes of fame and artistic expression in an era that redefined cinema. Stardom's hidden shadows. Ava Gardner's ascent to stardom, while rapid and dazzling, was not without its challenges. The glare of the spotlight often hides the less glamorous realities faced by those in the entertainment industry, and Ava's experience was no exception. Her journey through the world of cinema during the late 1960s and early 1970s revealed the complexities and pressures that come with sudden fame, especially for a young actress. After Candy, Ava found herself navigating a film industry that was both enamored by her charm and indifferent to her aspirations as an artist. The industry, particularly at that time, was known for its harsh realities, often overshadowed by the glitz of celebrity culture. Young actors, especially women, faced immense pressure to conform to certain roles and expectations. Ava, with her ethereal beauty and European allure, was often typecast, limiting her ability to explore diverse and challenging roles. The psychological toll of this typecasting and the relentless pace of the industry began to weigh on Ava. The transition from a teenager in Sweden to an international film star was a whirlwind that left little room for personal growth or reflection. The constant scrutiny, the need to maintain a public persona, and the lack of privacy were aspects of fame that Ava, like many in her position, found difficult to navigate. Moreover, the film industry of that era was not known for its support of mental health or its sensitivity to the personal struggles of its stars. The focus was often on capitalizing on an actor's current fame with little regard for their long-term well-being. This environment could be particularly challenging for someone as young and inexperienced as Ava was at the time. Ava's story is reflective of the broader experience of many young actors thrust into the limelight. The hidden shadows of stardom, the loneliness, the typecasting, the pressure to maintain a certain image are often overlooked in the narratives of glamour and success. Ava Gardner's journey through the highs and lows of fame provides a poignant insight into the often unseen challenges faced by those in the world of cinema. Her experiences during this period highlight the need for a more supportive and understanding industry, one that recognizes the human element behind the screen. Ava's career, marked by both remarkable achievements and personal struggles, serves as a reminder of the complex reality that lies beneath the surface of stardom. Beyond the spotlight. Ava Gardner's career, while marked by significant cinematic achievements, also tells a story of a young woman seeking her identity beyond the confines of the silver screen. As the 1970s progressed, Ava began to explore life beyond her established persona as a film star. This chapter of her life is less documented, yet it is crucial in understanding the person behind the celebrity. After the whirlwind of Candy and subsequent roles, Ava started to question her place in the film industry. The constant public scrutiny and the pressures of fame led her to yearn for a more grounded existence. She began to seek a life that allowed her personal growth and exploration, away from the expectations of Hollywood. This period in Ava's life was marked by a deliberate step back from the limelight. She turned down roles that did not align with her evolving interests and started to pursue a life that was not defined solely by her acting career. This decision was bold, especially considering the momentum she had gained in the industry. However, it reflected her desire for authenticity and her need to carve out a space for herself beyond her public image. Ava Gardner's move away from the constant glare of the film industry was not just a retreat, it was an exploration of a different kind of fulfillment. It was about redefining success on her own terms and finding contentment beyond the accolades and applause. Her life beyond the spotlight is a powerful narrative of personal resilience and the search for authenticity in a world that often values appearance over substance. Ava's enigmatic exit. Her departure from the film industry was as enigmatic as her rise to fame. In the mid-1970s, at a time when many expected her career to continue its upward trajectory, Ava made the unexpected decision to step away from acting. This move sparked curiosity and speculation among her fans and the media, as it seemed to contradict the typical aspirations of a rising star. The reasons behind Ava's decision to leave the film industry were multifaceted and personal. One factor was her desire to pursue education. Iwa had always valued learning and personal development, and stepping away from acting provided her with the opportunity to focus on her studies. She enrolled in university, a choice that was at odds with the expectations of a Hollywood starlet, but aligned with her personal aspirations. Another aspect that influenced Iwa's decision was her disillusionment with the film industry. The reality of working in cinema, with its relentless focus on image and marketability, clashed with her personal values and aspirations for artistic expression. Iwa sought roles that challenged her as an actress, but such opportunities were scarce, leading to a sense of frustration and a reevaluation of her career path. Rumors and speculation about Iwa's sudden exit abounded. Some suggested that she was overwhelmed by the pressures of fame, while others speculated about possible personal reasons behind her decision. The truth, as is often the case with public figures, was likely a complex combination of personal and professional factors. Iwa's exit from acting was a bold move that left many unanswered questions. It was a decision that reflected her desire for autonomy and her willingness to forge a path that diverged from the expectations of the entertainment industry. Her departure from the film world marked the end of a significant chapter in her life, but also the beginning of a new journey of self-discovery and fulfillment. Iwa Owlin's enigmatic exit from the film industry remains a fascinating aspect of her story. It speaks to the challenges faced by young actors in navigating fame and highlights the courage it takes to make unconventional choices in pursuit of personal authenticity. Her departure from acting is a reminder of the often unseen struggles of those in the limelight and the complex realities behind the facade of celebrity. Lesser-known roles. Iwa Owlin's filmography, while often overshadowed by her role in Candy, includes a variety of lesser-known works that showcase her range and depth as an actress. These roles, though not as widely recognized, offer a glimpse into her versatility and her willingness to explore diverse characters and themes. One such film is Death Laid an Egg, a unique blend of giallo and science fiction genres. In this avant-garde Italian thriller, Iwa played Gabrielle, a character entangled in a complex plot involving love, murder, and genetic engineering. Her performance in this unconventional film demonstrated her ability to adapt to challenging and unconventional roles, far removed from the innocence of Candy Christian. Another notable but less discussed role of Iwa's was in The Double Bed, a dramatic exploration of marital strife and infidelity. In this film, Iwa portrayed a young woman caught in a tumultuous relationship, showcasing her capacity to convey deep emotional turmoil and vulnerability. Her performance was a departure from her more whimsical roles, revealing a more serious and introspective side of her acting abilities. Iwa also appeared in Microscopic Liquid Subway to Oblivion, a film that delved into the dark and surreal aspects of drug addiction. Her role in this film was a stark contrast to her previous characters, as it required a portrayal of the gritty and harrowing realities of substance abuse. This role was a testament to her willingness to tackle difficult and controversial subjects, further highlighting her range as an actress. In addition to these films, Iwa took on roles in various European productions, each presenting different challenges and opportunities for artistic expression. These roles, though not as celebrated as her work in Candy, were crucial in shaping her career and artistic journey. They allowed her to experiment with different genres and character types, broadening her experience and skills as an actress. Iwa's lesser-known roles are essential in understanding her as an actress and an artist. They demonstrate her desire to push boundaries and explore the complexities of human experience through her craft. These roles also reflect the diverse opportunities and challenges she faced in the film industry, shaping her path as an actress. While these roles did not garner the same level of fame as Candy, they are integral to Iwa Owlin's legacy. They showcase a side of her talent that is often overlooked, but is equally deserving of recognition and appreciation. Her performances in these lesser-known films are a testament to her versatility and commitment to her craft, offering a more nuanced view of her abilities and contributions to cinema. The truth behind Iwa Aulin rumors. Iwa Aulin's rise to fame was accompanied by a swirl of rumors and speculations, some of which have persisted over the years. This chapter aims to shed light on these rumors, separating fact from fiction and providing a clearer picture of Iwa's life and career. One of the most persistent rumors about Iwa Aulin was that her departure from the film industry was due to a nervous breakdown. This speculation was fueled by her sudden disappearance from the public eye and the demanding nature of her early career. However, this rumor lacks substantial evidence. Iwa's decision to leave acting was more about seeking personal fulfillment and education rather than a result of mental health issues. Her choice was a conscious and deliberate move towards a different path in life, driven by her own desires and aspirations. Another rumor that circulated was regarding Iwa's relationships with high-profile figures in the entertainment industry. Tabloids often linked her romantically with various co-stars and directors. While it's common for actors to be subject to such gossip, in Iwa's case, these stories were more fiction than reality. Iwa maintained a level of professionalism in her work that kept her personal and professional lives separate. Most of these rumored relationships were either exaggerated or entirely fabricated by the media. There were also rumors about Iwa being difficult to work with on set. These stories portrayed her as temperamental and demanding. However, colleagues and directors who worked with Iwa often spoke of her as a dedicated and hard-working actress. The narrative of her being a difficult star seems to be a classic case of misunderstanding and misrepresentation, a not uncommon occurrence in the film industry, especially for young actresses. Iwa's life post-Hollywood also became a subject of speculation. Rumors ranged from her living a reclusive life to her completely abandoning her past as an actress. The truth is more mundane and relatable. Iwa chose a life of normalcy, focusing on her education and family. She did not shun her past, but instead chose to not let it define her entire existence. A legacy revisited. Iwa Aulin's legacy in the film industry, though brief, left an indelible mark on the cinematic landscape of the 1960s and 70s. Her departure from acting did not diminish the impact she had made, particularly with her role in Candy. Over the years, her work, especially in this iconic film, has been revisited and re-evaluated, gaining her a new generation of admirers. Candy, once mired in controversy, has come to be appreciated for its daring approach and its commentary on the cultural and sexual revolutions of the era. Iwa's portrayal of Candy Christian, initially met with mixed reviews, is now often viewed in a different light. Critics and fans alike have come to recognize the complexity of her performance, which captured the innocence and satire inherent in the character. Beyond Candy, Iwa's other film roles, though less known, have also received attention. Films like Death Laid an Egg and The Double Bed showcase her versatility as an actress and her willingness to explore unconventional roles. These films, along with her brief but memorable career, contribute to a legacy that is both unique and intriguing. Iwa's decision to leave the film industry, once seen as abrupt and puzzling, is now often viewed as a bold and personal choice. In an era where celebrity culture often dictates one's path, Iwa's choice to prioritize her own well-being and interest is seen as a sign of strength and self-awareness. The legacy of Iwa Aulin is not just in the roles she played, but also in the narrative of her career. Her journey from a celebrated actress to a private individual pursuing education and personal growth is a story that resonates with many. It speaks to the universal themes of self-discovery, the search for authenticity, and the courage to follow one's own path. As time passes, Iwa Aulin's contribution to cinema continues to be appreciated by film enthusiasts and scholars. Her work remains a testament to a time of experimentation and change in the film industry, and her story is a reminder of the human aspect behind the glamour of the silver screen. Iwa's legacy, both on and off the screen, continues to inspire and captivate audiences, making her a lasting figure in the history of film. Ewa Today, The Untold Story. After leaving the film industry, Ewa chose a life away from the limelight, focusing on personal pursuits and a quieter existence. This shift has led to much curiosity about her current life and activities. Ewa's decision to step back from public life was a deliberate one, reflecting her desire for normalcy and privacy. Unlike many former celebrities who maintain a public presence, Ewa has largely stayed out of the media and public discourse. This choice has naturally led to speculation and interest in her current whereabouts and activities. Despite her withdrawal from public life, Ewa occasionally resurfaces in media reports or interviews, providing glimpses into her life after fame. These rare appearances have revealed that she pursued education and focused on family life, embracing roles far removed from her former celebrity status. The lack of extensive public information about Ewa's current life has led to a sense of mystery surrounding her. Fans and film historians often express curiosity about her post-Hollywood journey, wondering how she has navigated life after fame. This curiosity is a testament to the lasting impact of her brief but memorable career in the film industry. Ewa Owlin's story today is a narrative of choice and the pursuit of a life defined by personal values rather than public expectations. Her decision to live away from the public eye is a powerful statement about the value of privacy and the right to redefine one's life on one's own terms. In the summer of 1977, the world was abuzz with the release of The Spy Who Loved Me, a James Bond film that introduced a new kind of femme fatale. Amidst the glitz of the premiere, one woman stole the spotlight, not just as a Bond girl, but as a figure shrouded in allure and mystery. She was Barbara Bach, known for her captivating beauty and enigmatic presence. But behind this dazzling facade, there lay hidden chapters and untold stories that defied the typical Hollywood narrative. On the surface, Bach was the epitome of a 70s screen siren, but her journey to this pinnacle was laced with unexpected twists and turns. From her early days in Queens, New York, to the heights of Hollywood fame, her path was anything but ordinary. Rumors and whispers followed her, painting a picture of a life filled with more intrigue and complexity than any of her on-screen roles. As she stood there, basking in the adulation of fans and photographers, few could have guessed the depth of the secrets she harbored. Her marriage to a rock legend, Ringo Starr, added to her mystique, making her a fixture in both the cinematic and music worlds. But what was the story behind this glamorous union? What truths lay behind the tabloid headlines and the flashing cameras? From Queens to Queen of the Screen. Barbara Bach's story begins far from the glitz of Hollywood in the diverse borough of Queens, New York. Born Barbara Goldbach on August 27, 1947, to a policeman father and a homemaker mother, her early life was a far cry from the glamour she would later embody. Growing up in a modest, middle-class family, Barbara's childhood was typical of the post-war American experience, marked by a mix of simplicity and the burgeoning dreams of a new generation. From an early age, Barbara showed an inclination towards the arts. Her striking features and natural grace made her stand out, even as a young girl. However, it wasn't just her physical beauty that set her apart. She possessed a quiet determination and a sense of ambition that was rare for women of her time. Barbara attended a local Catholic high school, where she first began to explore the possibility of a career in modeling. It was a decision that would set her on a path to stardom, though not without its challenges. After high school, Barbara's journey into the world of modeling began in earnest. She quickly made a name for herself, gracing the pages of catalogs and magazines. Her unique look, a blend of classic Hollywood glamour and a modern, relatable appeal, caught the eye of many in the industry. By the age of 16, she had already appeared in major publications, a remarkable feat for someone with no formal training or connections in the fashion world. Barbara's transition from modeling to acting was almost serendipitous. Her natural poise in front of the camera and her ability to convey emotion without words caught the attention of film producers. In the early 1970s, she made her foray into the world of cinema, a move that would forever change the trajectory of her life. Her early roles were small, yet significant, allowing her to hone her craft and learn the intricacies of acting. It was during this period that Barbara underwent a transformation, not just professionally, but personally. She married Italian businessman Count Augusto Gregorini in 1968, a union that brought her 2 children and a life that straddled both Europe and America. This marriage, though not lasting, was a crucial chapter in her life, providing her with experiences and perspectives that would shape her both as a person and as an actress. As Barbara's career progressed, her roles became more prominent, setting the stage for her breakthrough as a Bond girl. But her journey from the streets of Queens to the heart of Hollywood was more than just a tale of fame and success. It was a story of resilience, of a young woman navigating the complexities of an industry known for its fickleness and challenges. Barbara Bach's rise to fame was a testament to her talent, determination, and the unwavering belief in her own potential, qualities that would define her career and her life in the years to come. Bond girl breakthrough, more than meets the eye. The year 1977 marked a pivotal moment in Barbara Bach's career with her role as Anya Amasova in the James Bond film The Spy Who Loved Me. This role catapulted her into international stardom, but it also showcased her ability to bring depth and strength to a character that could have easily been just another decorative Bond girl. Anya Amasova, also known as Agent XXXX, was not your typical Bond girl. She was a skilled Soviet agent, equal in wit and prowess to James Bond himself. Barbara's portrayal of Anya broke new ground in the Bond franchise. She brought a blend of toughness, intelligence, and sensuality to the role, challenging the traditional perceptions of women in the Bond universe. Her performance was a significant departure from the more decorative roles often assigned to women in previous Bond films, making Anya Amasova a memorable and progressive character for the time. Barbara's preparation for the role was intense. She trained rigorously to perform many of her own stunts, adding authenticity to her character's physicality. Her dedication to the role was evident in the final product, as she seamlessly blended action and allure, creating a Bond girl who was more than just a foil or love interest for the protagonist. The Spy Who Loved Me was a major success, both critically and commercially, and Barbara's performance was a standout. The film's iconic scenes, including the underwater sequences and the memorable car chase, were made all the more captivating by her presence. Her chemistry with Roger Moore, who played James Bond, was palpable, adding a layer of complexity to their on-screen relationship. However, the impact of this role on Barbara's career was double-edged. While it brought her immense fame, it also typecast her in the eyes of many. Finding roles that matched the depth and significance of Anya Amasova proved challenging. The industry's inclination to pigeonhole her into similar roles was a hurdle she had to continually navigate. Despite these challenges, Barbara's role in The Spy Who Loved Me remains a significant part of her legacy. It redefined the Bond girl archetype and paved the way for more nuanced and empowered female characters in the franchise. Barbara Bach's portrayal of Anya Amasova was not just a breakthrough in her career, it was a breakthrough in the portrayal of women in action cinema, a role that resonated with audiences and critics alike and remains a defining moment in her career. Love in the Limelight, the Ringo Starr connection. Barbara Bach's life took a romantic turn when she met Ringo Starr, the legendary drummer of the Beatles, during the filming of the movie Caveman in 1980. This encounter sparked a love story that captured the public's imagination and has endured for decades, becoming one of the entertainment industry's most enduring relationships. Their connection was instant and profound. Despite coming from vastly different backgrounds, Ringo, a world-famous musician from Liverpool, and Barbara, a rising Hollywood star with a modeling background, they found common ground in their shared experiences in the limelight and the pressures that came with fame. Their romance blossomed amidst the backdrop of the film's production, a prehistoric comedy that saw them both stepping out of their comfort zones. The public was fascinated by this pairing. Ringo Starr, already a household name as part of the world's most famous band, and Barbara Bach, the glamorous Bond girl, made for a compelling duo. Their relationship was followed closely by the media, which often portrayed them as a quintessential celebrity couple, living a life of luxury and excess. However, the reality of their relationship was far more complex and grounded. Barbara and Ringo's bond was tested and strengthened by their individual and shared struggles. Both had faced the challenges of fame and the personal issues that often accompany a life in the public eye. They supported each other through these trials, including Ringo's well-documented battle with alcoholism. Barbara played a significant role in his recovery, and together they embarked on a journey of sobriety that further solidified their relationship. Their marriage in 1981 was a testament to their deep connection. It was not just a union of two celebrities, but a partnership based on mutual respect, understanding, and love. They navigated the ups and downs of life together, maintaining a strong bond that has lasted for over 4 decades. Barbara's relationship with Ringo Starr added a new dimension to her public persona. She became known not just for her work in film and modeling, but also as part of a celebrity couple that has stood the test of time. Their relationship has been a source of fascination and admiration, a rare Hollywood love story that has endured far beyond the usual lifespan of celebrity romances. The story of Barbara Bach and Ringo Starr is more than just a tale of celebrity romance. It is a narrative of resilience, support, and enduring love, a reminder that even in the unpredictable world of fame, genuine connections and lasting relationships are possible. Their journey together continues to captivate and inspire, a testament to the power of love in the face of the ever-changing tides of fame and fortune. The mystery of the missing screen siren. After her rise to fame and her high-profile marriage, Barbara Bach's presence in the Hollywood scene began to wane, leading many to wonder about the sudden retreat of this once ubiquitous screen siren. Her gradual disappearance from the public eye in the late 1980s and 1990s was a source of curiosity and speculation. Following her success in The Spy Who Loved Me and a string of other films, Barbara's acting career slowed down. This shift was not due to a lack of talent or opportunities, but rather a conscious choice. She began to prioritize her personal life over her career, focusing on her family and her marriage to Ringo Starr. This decision was a stark contrast to the typical Hollywood narrative, where careers often take precedence over personal life. Barbara's retreat from the limelight was also influenced by her desire for a more normal life, away from the constant scrutiny and pressure of fame. She and Ringo sought a quieter existence, one that allowed them to focus on their relationship and personal growth. This period saw Barbara stepping away from acting and public appearances, choosing instead to live a life away from the cameras. The lack of public information and her absence from the entertainment industry fueled rumors and speculation. Some speculated about possible career troubles or personal issues, while others wondered if she had left the industry for good. However, the truth was far less sensational. Barbara was simply taking a step back to focus on what mattered most to her, her family and personal well-being. During this time, Barbara also explored other interests and passions. She became involved in various charitable endeavors, particularly those related to addiction recovery and mental health, drawing on her and Ringo's experiences. This work, though less publicized, was a significant part of her life during this period. The mystery of Barbara Bach's retreat from Hollywood is not a tale of downfall or disappearance, but a story of choice and prioritization. It reflects a decision to value personal fulfillment over public acclaim, a choice that is both rare and commendable in the celebrity world. Barbara's life during this period may have been less visible to the public, but it was no less meaningful or impactful, marked by personal growth, family, and a commitment to causes close to her heart. Rumors and realities. The untold stories. Barbara Bach's withdrawal from the public eye led to a proliferation of rumors and conjecture about her life and career. In the absence of concrete information, the media and public often filled the gaps with speculation, some of which strayed far from the truth. One persistent rumor was that Barbara's marriage to Ringo Starr was in trouble, a speculation fueled by the couple's retreat from the public eye. However, contrary to these rumors, their relationship remained strong and supportive. Their decision to step back from the limelight was a mutual one, aimed at focusing on their personal lives and health, particularly in the wake of Ringo's struggles with addiction. Another area of speculation centered around Barbara's career. Some suggested that she had been unable to find work after her stint as a Bond girl, a claim that overlooks the reality of her deliberate choice to reduce her acting commitments. Barbara had opportunities to continue her career in film, but chose to prioritize other aspects of her life. There were also rumors about Barbara's health, with some speculating that she had stepped away from the public eye due to illness. These rumors were unfounded and did not reflect the reality of her situation. Barbara was, in fact, focusing on her well-being in a broader sense, including her mental and emotional health, which was a far cry from the health scares rumored in the press. The speculation about Barbara's life during this period highlights the challenges faced by public figures when they choose to live a more private life. The lack of information can lead to a narrative controlled by rumor and speculation rather than facts. For Barbara, this meant dealing with untrue stories and misconceptions about her life and choices. However, despite these challenges, Barbara remained steadfast in her decision to live life on her terms. She and Ringo maintained a strong, supportive relationship, far from the troubled marriage depicted in the tabloids. Her career choices were made with a clear understanding of her priorities and values, not out of necessity or lack of opportunity. She navigated the complexities of fame and public perception with grace, making choices that were right for her, regardless of public opinion or speculation. Her story during these years is one of resilience and self-determination, a narrative that goes beyond the rumors and reveals the reality of a life lived with intention and purpose. A Quiet Crusade, Bach's unseen advocacy. While Barbara Bach's retreat from the Hollywood spotlight led to various speculations, it also marked a period where she dedicated herself to quieter yet impactful advocacy work. Away from the glare of the cameras, Barbara engaged in philanthropic efforts, particularly focusing on issues close to her heart, such as addiction recovery and mental health. Barbara's personal experiences, especially witnessing Ringo Starr's battle with alcoholism and their joint journey towards sobriety, deeply influenced her advocacy work. She understood the challenges and stigmas associated with addiction and mental health issues, which fueled her commitment to helping others facing similar struggles. One of the key areas of her advocacy was supporting organizations and initiatives that provided help and resources for those battling addiction. She often worked behind the scenes, lending her support in ways that didn't seek public acknowledgement or fame. This approach was reflective of her desire to make a genuine difference rather than garner publicity. Barbara also became involved in mental health initiatives, recognizing the interconnection between mental well-being and addiction recovery. Her work in this field was marked by a compassionate understanding of the complexities of mental health issues, and she advocated for greater awareness and support for those affected. Her philanthropic efforts extended beyond addiction and mental health. Barbara supported various charitable causes, contributing her time and resources to make a positive impact. This aspect of her life, though less known to the public, was a significant part of her identity during this period. Barbara Bach's advocacy work is a crucial part of her story, showcasing a different side of the former actress and model. It reveals her depth, compassion, and commitment to making a difference in the lives of others. Her quiet crusade in the realms of addiction recovery and mental health, along with her broader philanthropic efforts, highlight her as a figure of substance and empathy, qualities that often remained overshadowed by her celebrity status. The legacy of a Bond girl, revisiting Barbara Bach. Barbara Bach's legacy in the entertainment industry is inextricably linked to her iconic role as Anya Amasova in The Spy Who Loved Me. While her career encompassed more than this single role, it is this portrayal that has left an indelible mark on Hollywood and the James Bond franchise. Anya Amasova, or Agent XXX, was a groundbreaking character for the Bond series. Barbara's portrayal brought a new dimension to the typical Bond girl. She was not just a love interest or a damsel in distress, but a competent, strong, and independent agent in her own right. This role challenged the traditional narrative and paved the way for more complex and empowered female characters in future Bond films. Barbara's performance as Anya Amasova was both celebrated and critiqued at the time. While some praised her for bringing depth and strength to the character, others were critical of the Bond girl archetype itself, viewing it as a symbol of the objectification of women in cinema. However, Barbara's portrayal stood out for its balance of intelligence, physical prowess, and sensuality, making Anya a memorable and respected character in the Bond universe. Over the years, the perception of Barbara's role in The Spy Who Loved Me has evolved. Today, it is often viewed as a progressive step for its time, with Barbara Bach being credited for infusing the character with a sense of agency and competence, rarely seen in previous Bond girls. Beyond her role in the Bond film, Barbara's legacy in Hollywood includes her other film roles and her modeling career. She was part of a generation of actresses who navigated the changing landscape of Hollywood in the 1970s and 1980s, a time when the industry was grappling with evolving narratives around women and their portrayal on screen. In retrospect, Barbara Bach's impact on the film industry extends beyond her on-screen appearances. Her decision to step away from the limelight and focus on her personal life and advocacy work speaks to a broader narrative about the choices and challenges faced by women in Hollywood. It highlights the often difficult balance between professional success and personal fulfillment. Where is Barbara now? Unveiling the present. The question of where is Barbara Bach now resonates with those who remember her as the glamorous Bond girl and the actress who graced the silver screen with her presence. In recent years, Barbara has maintained a low profile, leading many to wonder about her current life and activities. Today, Barbara Bach is far from the Hollywood spotlight, living a life that prioritizes personal fulfillment over public visibility. She continues to share her life with Ringo Starr, with their marriage being one of the longest-lasting unions in the entertainment industry. Their relationship, which began amidst the glitz of Hollywood, has evolved into a deep and enduring partnership. Barbara's current life is characterized by a focus on family, personal well-being, and continued involvement in philanthropic causes. She remains dedicated to her advocacy work, particularly in the areas of addiction recovery and mental health, drawing on her and Ringo's personal experiences to contribute positively to these causes. While she has stepped away from acting, Barbara's influence and legacy in the film industry remain significant. Her portrayal of Anya Amasova in The Spy Who Loved Me continues to be celebrated as a pivotal moment in the evolution of female characters in the James Bond series and in Hollywood at large. Barbara's decision to lead a more private life has not diminished the public's fascination with her. She occasionally makes appearances at events, often related to her philanthropic work or supporting Ringo in his musical endeavors. These rare public appearances are a reminder of her enduring presence and the interest she still commands. In many ways, Barbara Bach's current life is a testament to her ability to navigate the complexities of fame and personal choice. She has successfully balanced her public persona with a private life that is rich in personal relationships and meaningful work. Her journey from a celebrated actress to a dedicated advocate and private individual offers a unique narrative about the choices and paths available to those in the public eye.